You still blagging to your bed that you like stick your fingers, lad?
That sounds worse than it is. That.
No context at all. It's innocent as well.
It's so innocent.
I messaged her and she was like, I was like, give me some shit on him. She was like, he pretended to like the band Skinny Fingers so he looked more desirable to me.
No, we were talking and the only way in I had was these Sticky Fingers bands. And it sounds bad out of the context. It sounds
love Sticky Fingers, me girl.
She was like, I was sick of Sticky Fingers. I was like, they're good, aren't they? I thought I need to turn this conversation up a little bit. I was like, went to see them, you know. I hadn't said to see them at all.
I'll give you some now, girl. Everywhere.
So what you're saying there, Jay, is you're a liar.
Yeah.
White lie.
Yeah. So you're a liar, and you're still a West Ham fan.
Millwall, no.
Proper fucking Tory, innit? Couldn't get nothing on you, it was fucked. No one's grasses, lad. All your mates are sound.
Oh, lads, all my mates have got dirt on me as well, so I'm made up you never. I've been sweating.
Right, I've decided to get a new theme tune. I'm just going to play it, see what you reckon.
Yeah.
Ready?
You never loved yourself.
This is me. There's me picking up the boys there. Lad, it was for charity, and I love it.
Was it?
Was it, yeah?
Yeah, it was for a pensioners party.
Is it still on YouTube?
Lad, it was for a pensioners party, yeah. Lad, I hear that kid playing it sometimes, just to take the piss out of me.
I was like, he just got any on Jack and he was like, gives him in it.
Yeah.
I just fucking got shit.
I love it, lad. Lads, I love that, me.
I wanted to play the video on the screen and I was like, I didn't have time to get it up.
Get it up underneath, embedded in the video.
Yeah, I will. I'll put the video on. I've got the screen record and everything there.
There was a time, right, when I used to be like, about that, but now, lad,
Not asked.
Well, lad, you've got to front it, haven't you?
I remember.
Because it's on the internet, do you know what I mean?
It's
like,
there forever, lad.
yeah.
And even if you take it off YouTube, nonsense like me have screen record.
Yeah. And I'm telling you now, like this, that's about a 3 out of 10 for what the boys doing, so I'm made up at that.
What have you been up to then?
Lad, I'm glad that bit's over, you know.
I remember the first time though when I seen it. I remember like somebody got up on the phone. I was like, "This can't be real. Like, you've made this just for me." Like I didn't believe it. True, you know.
We're into it, aren't we?
It's the pure acknowledgement when you hit a decent note and the lad in front of you goes, "Well, lad, you fucking hit this little note." I was like, "Yes, lad."
It was for...
He tried to steal your thunder as well. The one at the front when it was your solo, he jumped in and shit himself.
Was
He
it
was like,
David?
That's it.
Was it David?
Yeah, it was David. It was David. Seen David this morning, yeah.
So how's your day been?
Boss, you know, mate.
What have you been up
Bell
to?
today. This and that. Seen David this morning, actually. He was on a walk. I'm going to embarrass him now. He was jogging the whip in the Pazzi with his man in the Pazzi, and he was driving and he had his L plates on. So he drives to work and his mum drives back.
That's proper virgin behaviour. You can't be messing around like that.
Proper stuck in the back room gear, isn't it?
For luck, being out in the sun as well. Boss.
It's berserk.
What a day,
I come
mate.
home and fucking kids are sunburned to be in the pool all day.
Yeah.
Gutted. I've been in work, but I've been skiving a little bit. I've been trying to do a bit of fucking spoken word because I've had a couple of guests on who've done like spoken word and I thought I'll have a little fucking dabble. So I've been writing some lyrics. So I've got, give you some lyrics, yeah. I've got 2009. This is our time to shine.
You know.
We're gonna hit the top of the production line.
Jesus Christ.
Here we go, Foley. Give it to them one more time. Sound that in it?
Lad, that's why Will rang me. I know, my mate just rang me there and made no sense what he was saying, and now it makes sense.
And then he said,
"Have you got the audio of that? Because if you haven't won it, mate, lad, someone has though."
I've been looking, he was just giving me screenshots of lyrics.
When I was in school, me and I had a little go rapping.
End it there.
I say I had a little go rapping, lad. I had a successful career, you know what I mean?
Lad, you don't look like a rapper though.
Cool.
Lad, you look a bit like H to be fair, don't you?
It's in the blood, innit?
That's it. It's in the blood, lad. Eminem. You know what I mean? Like, could be a rapper, lad. Eminem. Go on. Get it all out, like, come on.
Are you like the police always on the scene, lad?
Yeah, always. I wish you got it, lad. I was thinking right, if he spoke to me mates, Will'll say that, defo. And I was like, but I remember they've tried to get it before. My old form tutor was the IT teacher and he had the file. So I thought, I hope he's got it. Lad, please play it if you have, because
Listen, I've been fucking searching high and low for it. So he couldn't remember the name. He was like, what was the group called? And he was trying to remember, and I've been fucking through the internet and YouTube and everything, and it's just nowhere to be found.
It's not on MySpace.
I was wounded, I was searching for everything. It's like fucking Habbo Hotel and everything. Searching all the albums,
yeah. I've tried myself. I want it, lad.
In context, because I don't know anything about this rap.
So me and my mate in year 7, but there was a recording studio in our school, and we just had a go, like, you know what I mean? Like, what can you, like, can't knock a guy from
No, I just didn't know that you'd done it. I didn't even know what.
Well, it's one of them things. I don't really introduce. I'm Jack. I made a rap when I was 12. doesn't really go well. You know what I mean? But it's not something I'll deny. It's some lads. Think about what you was doing when you was 12. Lad, you were supporting West Ham. You know what I mean?
We still support West Ham.
What is that about? I've never heard.
Just somebody said you're a proper West Ham fan to me once, and I was like, am I in it stuck?
Oh yeah.
What a random fucking shout. Fucking hell. It's right.
Yeah.
So,
Do you know what it was? I said that I don't mind a few years ago.
Don't mind West Ham.
No, I don't mind Mark Noble. And that's all it's all stemmed from me and saying Mark Noble's all right.
he's got posters of Mark Noble on as well.
Well, yeah, he has that.
He's animal.
Scared to move.
Paul Chesky. You named them, they're on me wall.
Marlon Harewood everywhere. Oh, fucking hell.
You do your research.
That you've done good research. I weren't expecting that, you know.
When I seen you ask John Charles, that's his name, John Charles,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah, you seen asked, do you still think lions are boys and tigers are girls? I thought, fuck. Like, if he knows, he was like, how do you know that? I was like, there's nothing. He's going to tell me stuff I don't even know about myself.
Do you know what, like, some guests...
It's a boss concept, I love that though.
Some guests are just struggle. But where I started, like, I didn't mean to do it. I had my brother on the first episode, and I just opened it, I just went, hey, remember you used to get caught watching me mad in the bath? And that was it. Just like a random statement, and then I just thought, I'd try and get people. And then, like, I got to fucking Carlos Recycled Souls,
Yeah.
and I had nothing on him. I was just like, you're still slaying lizards, lad. If I want this to work, I've got to do some fucking digging.
Yeah.
So I just scroll through social media. Like, I had Paul Blackburn on, and he's
Yeah.
quite private. He doesn't, like, tag people in his photos or nothing. So I'm trying to match faces on photos to fucking people who's following them and all that.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I sent messages to about 400 people. And then I messaged his ma, got nothing back. And then 2 days after he recorded, she was like, I've only just seen this. And I was like,
glad you never asked
your Instagram's quite private, so you're alright, lad. You got away with this, you know what I mean? And how I got your stuff was quite lucky, because I messaged someone who was in one of your photos, asking, can I nail you? And he went, I've got shit on Jack though. And I said, yes, please.
Who was
You got
that?
away with it. He's asked to remain anonymous.
Yeah, it's
It's like Italy art.
Yeah.
So you'd have to record.
Defo will, gotta be.
Do you know what my mate said though? He said, I was like, I'm going to a podcast later. He was like, you on the Now Then podcast? I was like, do you know? And he was like, oh, nothing. I went, go on, spill a beer.
Can't hold his fucking
He
piss,
was
lad.
like, you're going to hear something in the podcast. You're never going to expect it what it is, but expect something. And you know it's off me and my other mate.
Yeah, well, you're
I
bad.
know it's the West Ham one now.
Christina messaged me saying any embarrassing stories about Jay, and then she went, oh, forget about that actually. And I was like, why? She's like, no, I can't tell you. So forth. I've pieced it all together, you know what I mean?
She asked me, she went, can I ask Jack?
Yeah.
And I went,
She asked me, and I was
if
like,
you want, like I said, they know they're going to fucking get it anyway, so it's up to you.
I made up though out of
I
all
like,
the-
you know what I had?
You got away with it lightly there.
Yeah, out of all the things she could have said, that she's got dirt on me, that girl, and she said,
She loves you. That's what it is.
Yeah, that is love. My
like,
mates don't, I thought they loved me.
Not asked. I want to sort of take it back then to your background and how you sort of met. So, what schools did you go to?
Yeah, I went to Days High in Mcdougall, mate.
Oh, did you?
I went to Chesterfield and Crosby.
Fucking pair of Tories, lad.
He went to the private
Paul
school.
Blackburn went to Chesterfield as
Yeah,
well, I
I think
think.
he was
There's a
a few
few
years
people who
below
went
me.
as well. And I had Josh McCain Rice, I'm sure he went to Chesterfield as
Did
well.
he go there, yeah?
Yeah, I'm sure he did.
Oh, they must have been a few
Come
years
from
below
good
me,
stuff,
though.
lad, don't you?
Yeah, we do, you know what I mean? It's a
good
creative school.
Yeah, it's fucking good breed. What was school like then?
I loved school, mate.
Did you?
Loved it every day, mate. Loved it. Always there, always just for the wrong reasons, like.
Singing to Nans and all.
I'd singing to Nans.
I done that in primary, actually. I remember doing that.
Yeah, I was one
We
of them.
went to sing choir in front of to a retirement school.
No recordings of that, though, is there?
There might be somewhere.
I love school, mate, lad.
No, I do. I proper love school. I just like, when you think about it now, what else, other opportunities, if you work with somebody you know, your friends, do you see people you like every day, and people you don't like as well?
Not
It's mad,
everyone.
innit? 'Cause-
That's
but
important,
like
though.
when you were in school, like I used to say, oh, I can't wait to fucking grow up, can't wait to drive, can't wait to go out and drink and all that. And now as a fucking adult, I'm like,
We should go back
they
to
were the
school.
days, because it's fucking grim now, wiping kids' asses, going to work 9 to 5, paying bills, it's fucking shit. Living in your Mars, selling fucking discos and Kinder Buenos on the yard was fucking sound, you know what I mean? You were flying.
Yeah.
Fucking crates of bud and bottles of quite frank on the weekend. You know what I mean? It's fucking berserk. Like my daughter's going to senior school next year. And she's like dreading it, and I was like, let's just fucking enjoy it, girl.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Just fucking get on the cat and everything. So fucking enjoy it. Come.
No, lad.
No, go on, because I was going to...
Someone was telling me, I can't remember what it was, but like in school now, there's loads of like 12, 13-year-olds on all sorts of bits in school.
It's bizarre.
I'm like, the Garys are not in school.
Mad, you know. Glad I went to school when I went to school before. Not before the internet, because...
We had the internet, but it was fucking AOL dial-up, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it was more like, it wasn't life, do you know what I mean? Like,
How old are you, by the way?
I'm 25.
Well, 25.
Oh, Sam, I'm sitting there going, when we had AOL dial-up, I'm fucking 5 years old. So,
No, but...
And we weren't far off there, you know.
Far off.
Blue yonder and that.
When we were in school.
ASL, lad.
Yeah, ASL, yeah. Like for a comment. Like for a rating out of 10 and not on Facebook. But all of that was like, I used to log on to Facebook, do you know what I mean? And like, it would be a thing. It'd be like something you'd do, and then you go out. But like, my little brother and sister, like 18, 17, that's their life.
Yeah, it is.
Everything they do
mad,
is
innit?
about that,
It's like,
yeah.
You can see the roadworks outside where you're getting all the electrics done. And the internet went off the other day. And mate, it was like a fucking herd of elephants coming down the stairs all freaking, the Wi-Fi's off, what have you got? Fortnite's fucking crashed. And I was like, let's go outside and fucking kick a ball or
18
something.
degrees, you know.
What's outside? I'm like, oh mate, can't be dealing with kids in this fucking generation. So if you went to separate schools then, how did the friendship form then?
We met.
Jay messaged me saying, oh, I love that sticky finger.
I went to see your video online, I wanted you in the band.
I love One Direction.
No, I actually remember the night me and you first met. We'd just been to Circus, and we were walking down Bolt Street, and like I was with a few of my mates, he was with a few of our mates, and we just sort of congregated together. All went to shops and bought Ribenas. and then the friendship sort of stayed on it.
We were out in the Circus and ended up on Ribenas.
Yeah.
What a fucking night that is. Fucking James Milner, but you're all
I was driving. No, we had we just... But it was mad. I was saying this to Harry the other day, because like different groups have met each other through like the odd person.
Yeah.
And we all just went out together at one point. There were like 50 of us at one point out, wouldn't there?
Oh, there'd be loads, wouldn't he?
Loads of people.
Yeah, you can't even get about 5 years old anymore.
You can't even fucking sneeze next to an owl person now, do you know what I mean? It's fucking bizarre. I can't wait till it's all fucking finished.
Yeah,
but it's
got any sort of
go
night out planned or anything?
Nah, you know, nothing really.
And even booked, ain't you? You can book people things in April, can't you?
Yeah.
The thing is with booking, like, I'm a bit sceptical about it because I don't want to book something and get my hopes up and then he just fucking pulls the rug from under everyone's feet again, do you know what I mean? So...
And then they say, we'll hold it for next year.
Have you seen all like Lad Bible and everything, all the pictures of all the parks around the country? No. So, because it was sunny yesterday and everyone's gone out, on Lad Bible they've put like pictures of fucking Hyde Park, Sefton Park and all that, and it's just fucking mountains of debris where people
I've seen Sefton Park by the bin and that.
Yeah.
All piled up, yeah.
But the thing is though, right, the sort of trying to fucking use it as a scapegoat, and like, if the council should have been aware that fucking the sun's out, we're allowed to meet outside, people are going to fucking go out, just put some bins in the park, because them little litter bins aren't going to hold anything, do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, fucking dickheads.
Open a pub.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Solve all the problems,
Just get on them little fucking lecky scooters and start handing bags of lemo out everywhere to everyone, innit? What if it's shit, innit? Listen, little lemo bags leave less fucking debris than big cans, do you know what I mean, lad? Free fucking Mersey travel cat spoons and everything, lad.
Have you been on them scooters?
Yeah, there's one next to my house.
Yeah,
it is. It's parked in the middle of the driveway there.
Gosh, mate. Love that.
They are sick. I went on them the other day and went down some road and they just stopped.
Yeah, slow zone and
no-go zone.
You couldn't go down it at all.
Mad, lad.
Crazy, like.
When I first went on them, I was just amazed at how, like, you could log off, someone else would take it, and then you just get another one. Like, that blew my mind. That's the world in which we live.
To somebody and they said they could look on getting, like, a mad number of, like, scooters
around
the city.
When I first went on them, by the bombed out at the bottom, they were all there, and there was two fellas, looked like bouncers, but they were just security, but their job... They'd been subcontracted to that boy, and he was they go around checking them and moving them back and that, and he told me absolutely everything about the company. Told me to buy a 24-hour pass because it's cheaper if you're going to use it and all that.
If you use it for like 20 minutes, it's £6.
I know, yeah, to get a tenner pass. Yeah. And then he just gave me the ins and outs, but you couldn't even go to buy walkouts. You couldn't go to where the pits is. Yeah. You couldn't go to there on the scooters, and now that you can get anywhere on them, can't you?
Well, I work in Speak, and I was thinking, in the summer I'm going to use them. Stops at Walton, just like because Speak's full of smackheads. So they're like, nah, they're not coming back. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. They're going to end up down fucking Oggy Shore in the Mersey. How aren't any of them in the docks yet? I'm expecting people to just fucking throw them over.
Just pick them up and throw them.
Yeah, fucking heavy.
When them city bikes first come out, they were everywhere then, weren't they? Everywhere,
It's funny, you see like fucking bagheads like carrying fucking fridges on the back on them city bikes and everything. It's bizarre. Around the do anyway. That's fucking mad. So where did you just grow up then?
I grew up in Mcdougall.
Did you?
Jay grew up in...
Whatever the caravan fit me. I lived in 10 houses and I'm 25.
Do you like dogs?
Oh, don't.
10 houses, yeah.
10 houses, yeah.
Wow.
Why?
Just, I was with me, it was like, you remember me first?
Dodging the TV licence.
I was with my mum and dad, and then another house with my mum and dad, and then another house, then they split up, then there was a few with my mum. I mean, I don't know why, you know.
Are you sure it's 10? Are you sure that's the number?
Yeah,
10?
100%.
Yeah, that's a lot.
of
Like,
houses, like,
I think I've lived in 5. This will be 6 when I move in with you.
Oh, yeah? Moving in Friday as well, me and him.
Is it this Friday? I know you're moving in
This
together, like,
Friday,
is
yeah.
right. So,
Had he messaged me saying, hey, do you like that sticky fingers? got a spare room there.
so where are you living now then, if he's moving in with you?
I live mostly ill.
Oh,
So
do you?
like by Smithtown.
Oh, sound, is right.
And he's moving from West Lancashire to Liverpool, innit? Finding what a pair
May
we
as well
live
be
in.
West
Like,
Lancashire.
innit?
Still got yellow bus stops.
You got your fucking slippers ready for when the bar was open?
You have proper done your research here, haven't you? Yeah, lad. I have, you know. I had to fuck them slippers now, you know. I've probably got me wear of them. Loads of hair stuck in them now.
You're not meant to wear slippers outside.
But these...
Especially down fucking Smithtown,
No,
lad.
but these aren't slippers. These are called mules.
Be careful.
A slipper's called slippers because you slip them on.
There's a silence there.
Because I put them on the other day and slipped, and my mum went, slippers. And I was like, that's not why they're called slippers. But then I was like, why are they called slippers, lad? Is it because you slip? Why would they call something a slipper? That's meant to keep you on your
It's a
feet.
slip on, innit?
Yeah.
Did they have like a... Is that the slang name? Did they
I
have
think
like
slippers is
proper
a
name?
slang name, definitely. It must be.
What's the proper name, do you reckon? Comfortable slip-ons?
I don't know, mate. Like pants is short for pantaloons, isn't it? So like slippers.
Have you ever seen the video on YouTube of Arjun Poopy?
No.
You ever seen it? Like,
No.
it's the most random video, right? It's just this little fucking cartoon that someone's created. Like this fella just making like a fucking like paper chain in the house, and his doorbell's ringing, and it's like, oh, the cat's making paper chains, and the doorbell rings.
Is it animated?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And this fella just, the cat opens the door, and this fella comes in, and he's like, I've been shopping, and he goes, I bought these. He goes, they're too long to be short, not long enough to be pants. Spence. And he does like fucking 10 minutes of just like making names up. Like, just watch it. It's random, but
Sounds
watch
like
it.
murder me,
It's
that,
fucking
yeah.
funny, lad.
Well, that's it. I always say when he wears them three quarters, are they shorts or pants? Like long shorts or short longs? You say short longs, don't you?
Nah.
I reckon the long shorts, me.
They just don't need to exist.
My dad...
Goes the
You've
barbers
gotta
in
be
three
a-
quarters and slippers.
You've got to
my
be a
dad's
certain
still-
height to pull them after, haven't you? Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
you're
I'm a
out.
fucking midget. So, like, they're just above my ankle. Do you know what I mean? That's terrible.
My dad still wears 3/4 now, though.
I'm surprised they last.
Proper Reebok ones from back in the day.
With Lonsdale webs and everything.
He's not an Evertonian lad. Don't but lad, he come down.
West Ham fan.
He comes down the apples and pears and was like, see that? That comes down the stairs and all of us in the house straight away just like, get back up there.
Yeah. Dad, man.
Okay,
Does your
Mark
step-
Noble.
does your stepmum dress your dad? My mum dresses my dad.
I don't, no.
My mum, she doesn't dress him every morning, like, he's capable.
Get your undies on,
Like,
like.
everything my dad wears, like, whenever, what about, we're going here, my mum's like, why don't you wear that nice blue jumper? And he's like, yeah, I will wear that nice blue jumper, yeah. And I just think, do I want to get to that point? Will I ever get to that point?
No, but some blokes are just unaware though, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? Of like, fashion and what to wear.
But fashion's mad in it these days, because I know you touched on it with Pete, because I always say this, like, when I was a kid, I used to go to the betting shop with my stepdad, and I just watch all the art fellas thinking, everyone in here is in a whistling flute. Like,
Yeah.
what am I going to wear when I'm older?
Exactly.
Like, am I going to be walking around in skinnies or fucking 3/4 lengths and all that? Do you know what I mean? Like, what are people going to wear when
Like
we're
with
old?
tattoos, like you're going to be a granddad with sleeves and that.
I know.
That's like,
It's
you
berserk,
wouldn't have
innit?
seen that 20 odd years ago, do you know what I mean?
It's berserk.
Fashion. Boss.
I've
It's
said a
fucking
few
mad.
times on our podcast, I'd love to like live in a society where everyone wear like suits and that.
Yeah.
So we'd all be sat here now, but and like 3 pieces and that. do
I
you know what I mean?
would, but I'm a fat cunt now, and like, my buttons are always under pure stress, do you know what I mean? Like, you got to wear safety goggles around me because my fucking buttons are popping off everywhere, do you know what I mean? It's sweat. Like, I have to get like a fucking tarpaulin from like Go Outdoors or something just to fit me. It's a shit show. So,
Yeah, it's all about the fit of suit, isn't it?
yeah,
It's all about
it is.
the
It's
fit.
got to be nice and tight. Like, you can't have fucking big long flares or fucking boot cuts or something, and then you look like a fucking
Exactly.
pikey, don't you? So, I know you're into music. Fucking Mr. Hip Hop hater over here.
You know what? I don't like this label, you know, because everyone's because
He's getting into it now.
Should
isn't he?
No, 'cause
should
he-
like hip hop then?
No, because he goes. I remember we said to Pete, and you were like, "Oh, he doesn't like hip hop," and he was like, "Really?" Like proper shocked.
I'd shit myself if he got aggressive out the size of the cunt. He's
He's a
massive,
big
isn't he?
guy, isn't he? Big guy. Proper gentle giant though, isn't he? Like,
Oh, he
he's
is,
so
yeah.
sound, that's so
Proper sound. Yeah, but I've made a more conscious effort to start listening to me hip hop recently, haven't I?
Yeah. When you're not listening to Sticky Fingers. I can't believe you said that. When she told me that, I was like, what did he do? Like, did you think you wasn't going to get caught out there?
No, I told her, like...
Why?
No, I told her quite early because we were talking about it. Was like... Because I thought... I think she might have said, oh, you've seen Sticky Fingers, haven't you? I was like, oh, we had about that, by the way. I only done it to, like...
On YouTube,
wear me
on
way in,
YouTube.
do you know what I mean?
When she told me, I thought, I put them on, and I got about 30 seconds through the song, and I went, nah, see you later. I'm not in the mood for this today. They're not bad, I just couldn't be asked.
No, they've got some good ones and they've got some shit ones. They're like oddies, but like... I remember seeing a documentary about them actually, and it was like, they got like cancelled for a bit because they were like terrible on drugs and festivals and that. They just like performed.
That's standard though, innit? Like, fucking, have you seen Mick Fleetwood's story about, he tells like all the times he was off his fucking barnet and everything. Like, he said, I've blew my whole fortune just on fucking crack and everything. It's fucking mad, innit? It is, it was right, innit?
That's what Fleetwood Mac were known for it though.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why the music's so good.
Exactly. So I've scrolled through your Instagram and stuff and I've seen all like the festivals and all that. You're missing it?
I am, you know, I'm missing just like going to see people live, bands, DJs, anything.
Yeah, just a little local gig as well. Like someone that's on, like who's up and coming. Like,
and there's loads of musicians coming up in Liverpool at the minute, so there's going to be loads, isn't it?
It's a proper hub of it, to be fair. And the same way, like, you've seen like yourself, like we've started the podcast through lockdown, people have started making music through lockdown, so like when this all goes over, the sky's the limit for this bloody
They're ready there, they're waiting to perform. That's what's beautiful about it. It's like they've made loads of music, like, I just want to get this out.
Thing is though, it's fucking, it's riding the wave, innit? It's perseverance, because like,
that's it, mate.
Everyone's jumping on it, and once everything starts returning back to normal, if people are going to fucking hold out. Yeah, exactly.
Mate, yeah.
So who we get into then, music-wise?
Mine changes all the time. I listen to all type of shit.
Tell them about how many artists you listen to in your Spotify Wrapped.
Oh, to be fair, you said you had to try to take the piss
I said to Jay, you only listen to one type of music, and he sent me a Spotify Wrapped, and it said number of genres, and it was like 180 something.
Oh, no, like 306, I think it was, yeah.
Oh, like 306.
306 genres, lad, do you know what I mean?
No, yeah, they're all
like sub-genres, they're like rock and like pop rock is another genre and all the stuff.
We're just
like
music fans, aren't we, Jay?
I know. Yeah,
just
we'd be the same.
Yeah, I'm just a music fan.
I'm the same, like my Spotify is
I just love something that makes you feel like, whoa, do you know what I mean? It's like, have you ever heard Immortal Technique, Dance with the Devil? No, don't listen to it if you want, if you're going to bed or something. But like, therefore, give it a listen. If you
so when should you listen? When should we listen to it?
It's a story that we'll listen to it in the car in a bit. Yeah. It's a story, right? And I won't tell you the end, but like, it's about like someone who committed the crime, and like it tells you the whole story about someone's life, and at the end you're like, whoa. And
I love songs like that though, where there's a fucking story,
and it makes you feel mad at the end. But I love music that makes you feel unbelievable as well. Like, so anything that gets you and makes you feel, that's art, isn't it? That's what music is.
Well, that's when music's an art form, and it's all about the lyrics. I mean, like, I love music itself, but it's all about the lyrics, and that's why I hate all these fucking mumble rappers at the minute who just make noise and fucking colour the teeth and everything. It just does me tits in.
That's the reason why I don't listen to hip hop, but straight away I'm like, I can't be bothered because don't really get into
where
it.
It is today.
I zone into if I like something, I probably go into it. Do you know what I mean? I probably delve into it, and I heard like some of the shit and just I can't be asked.
Can't be dealing with it.
Yeah,
I know.
See, I think though, if you like music, you can't say a type of music isn't good. So like, I used to be like, if you listen to that, but then as I've got
you'd appreciate it for what it is.
Yeah, like I used to work with this lad. He changed my whole perception on it. He used to love horror films and like death metal and that.
Yeah.
So first I was like, you alright? Do you know what I mean? Like, but then he said to me,
found the Samaritans on him, lad.
No, we used to have these conversations, and he said to me he loved music and films that made him feel something. He said it was quite cathartic to listen to like screamo and that. And he loved horror films, because I said to him, why do you like being scared? And he said, well, why do you like comedy films? I said, because there's a million ways you can be made to laugh. And he was like, well, there's a million ways you can be made to be scared. And I just realised, like,
it's just an emotion.
People are different. Yeah. Like, he liked to go home and be scared before bed, whereas in my head, I just want to chill. You know what I mean?
He's having fucking dreams of getting like fucking broken into and bummed him.
But it just, it's mad, isn't it? Like, music, there can't be no bad music in my opinion, because there's music I would consider like that's awful, that, and they're getting like millions of subscribers on your Spotify to listen to. Someone is listening to them,
exactly.
Same with mumble rap and that.
And even though I hate it, like some of the tunes and the beats are fucking really good. Yeah. Just them chatting shit. But then, as you say, they've got fucking millions of followers, millions of downloads and streams.
Millions of money as well.
Exactly. Fucking ratting everyone out in court. But
that's why I don't say what type of genre, like, because you could show me something I didn't think I'd like, and I liked it. You know what I mean?
No, I prefer older music, I reckon.
Yeah.
What are they called now? Have you ever heard the Jedi Mind Tricks?
No, I haven't, mate.
So-
They sound heavy though.
So they're sort of a hip hop group, and I'm not massively into them. My brother got me onto one of their albums, and their album's quite old now, and they've got a song called Animal Rap, and it's like, it's rapping, but it's like over a Mozart tune. It's fucking mad. It's really good. Give it a listen.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give it a
give it a listen.
Because who would have thought to do that rap over a Mozart tune?
Yeah, it's mad. I don't know. I don't know if I'm fucking referencing it wrong.
No,
like, but it's
it's a
classical
crossover,
music.
yeah.
It's a
I know what you
crossover
mean.
with classical music. Like, it's really good.
Love
So we
that.
know you DJ yourself, don't you? Have a little dabble.
Not very well, like.
So
Nah, you can do that.
I've seen you, and your mixes of sound. I've been on SoundCloud. Just like that. Anyway,
Imagine what you do.
Put some hours.
fucking get a restraining order out.
Blog and report the podcast.
Exactly. Yeah. Get this little fucking nonce away from me.
I love that though. I love the commitment.
Nice one. How did you get into it? I feel like it's all you at the minute. You've got loads to come. Don't worry.
To be honest with you, like I used to go with my mates all the time, and like,
All the time he went.
and I used to go like about twice a week, 3 times a week through uni, and that I never used to have decks, so like I used to just like play around and and then in the end I only got decks like through lockdown.
Did you?
So like I was just
So it's only new then.
well, like I didn't fall out of love with it, but just you just don't do something for a while, and you
For
just don't.
someone
you
who
don't
never
think-
had the equipment and never had any formal practice, he was an unbelievable DJ.
Yeah.
Like for someone who used
Yeah,
to,
but it's all
used
went
to DJ
downhill
on
now.
the-
You can tell he's moving in. He was like that.
Only want to go with the text.
I'll do it, JV.
No, he was like considering you didn't have text because people. Put
I used to have an app on my phone. It cost me 10p, and it's used to just put one tune into another.
Yeah.
I only got it was through uni and that.
Yeah.
I used to play around with it loads, but you just probably learn loads off it, do you know what I mean? But now when I do, I've done loads of mixes recently, and like every one I do of it and listen back and go, shit, don't want to put it out. So I've got about 6 mixes there, which I've done, which I just don't think are good.
He's defo found them. Broken, got your pen drive.
Yeah, I agree with that, lad.
Like fucking Splinter Cell and all that. So, do you have any ambition to sort of make a career out of it, or is it just a hobby?
Bit of a hobby, really. I'd love to say, oh yeah, I'd be the fucking biggest DJ ever, but it's there's that many people.
You've got to
doing
be
it.
committed, haven't
Got to
you?
be committed. That guy over there is way better than me, like. But just in there's a lot of people doing it, and like I think it's quite hard to go like make it your job in a way. Do you know what I mean? Because
You've got to have a full-time job, a bed,
Yeah.
the podcast, everything. It's just
a
fucking
life, it's a
balancing, innit?
lifestyle,
It
yeah.
is, yeah.
What I love about it though is like, so I listen to tunes, and so I'm moving in on the weekend, and I know we're gonna get on the decks, have a bevy and that, and I'm like, I've made the playlist, downloaded all the tunes, I'm like, and I've got that zest back, like I can't wait to play this tune with this
Yeah.
tune because I know I can do it, and it's
Yeah.
just like, if you love something that much, just to be actively involved in it in some way, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like same with the podcast, like. It's probably never gonna make money. Well, never say never. Like it might make millions, but it's not about that. It's just about we love doing it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
It's just fucking being there and
just enjoying it for what it is.
exactly, just having
Yeah.
a conversation. It's fucking like, and it's mad because
Exactly.
I didn't get into it because I want to make money out of it. I've got a full-time job. I get paid well. I'm sound. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just like chatting shit and I like meeting new people. So I was like,
And it's an interest.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I got into stand-up just at the end of
Boss,
lockdown,
mate.
and obviously lockdown shit, so I couldn't do many gigs. And I was like, I've enjoyed it. I like chatting shit. Fucking everyone's jumping on podcasts. Why not? You know what I mean? But it's mad because like networking already. Like I've been fucking texting you two all week.
Yeah.
Previous guests and I'm talking on a regular and stuff. Do you know what I mean? I was like,
Awesome,
it's
isn't it?
mad because when I can finally have a party for my 30th, I can actually have one mate, more than one mate. Do you know what I mean? I fucking got him, and he said to me, "I don't like you. I just hate you less than I hate everyone else." Do you know what I mean? It's fucking our ass. So at least I've got other mates now. Do you know what I mean? Use me mates, all right?
We are, you mate.
We're there the next time.
Like, you know us more than we know ourselves.
So if you could play anywhere, where would you play?
Glasgow.
Probably would be Glasgow,
Yeah,
you know.
see,
Probably.
You'd be in the crowd,
And
throwing guys everywhere.
However, I would the reason why I love music, like dance music and that now, is because we used to go to circus back in the day.
Yeah.
And we used to go to the Mask. It was usually it's called East Village Arts Club now.
Yeah.
And I would love to play there just because the reason why I like it is all because of
Where it started.
where it started. You know what I mean? So I'd probably say there. Or Glasgow would be a special one.
Our
Like
Ted's coming to circus.
that was
For
yeah.
his 18th, yeah, I've got him a ticket. I hope this is out after his birthday.
When's his birthday?
Sunday, they will be well after.
Yeah.
But my little brother is 18 on Sunday, and conscious not to spill that again.
It's like, don't worry about it.
So
Waterproof
boss to take, take him. It'll be boss to take him to
It
circus.
sits on top and you can suck it off, lad.
Really?
I did it with KFC. I did it with KFC gravy. It was boss.
Love that. I haven't had the KFC for ages.
Chippy tits everywhere.
Do you know, I heard somebody, I can't remember who told me it, but somebody said that they make a roast, right? They don't do gravy, and they go to KFC and buy tubs of gravy and pour it on top.
Do you know what,
wow.
right?
Wow.
I love KFC gravy, And I've done that once when we were making the roast on a Sunday. Went to make the gravy at the end and we had no fucking granules or anything. And I was like, it's 6:15 on a Sunday, like shop shut at 4.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to have to be a proper fucking jippo here and go to KFC. But I felt bad. So I got to the drive-thru and I was like, my bird's
Give them your
pregnant.
plate.
I was like, my bird's pregnant and she's craving gravy. Can I just have like 4, please? She weren't pregnant at all, do you know what I mean? I was just like, I look like a fucking tramp's ass ordering gravy,
Was it
do
nice
you know what I mean? It was alright.
Gravy, innit?
It's different gravy. Do you know what I mean? It's not the
So
same.
the thing was, went out for when I was a lot younger, went out for a drive with some bird, pulled into Mackie. She was like, what do you want? I was like, I'm alright, mate, I'll just get a drink or something. I go, you haven't? She was like, I'll tell you now. She pulls the window down, she goes, can I have a box of gherkins?
No, she never.
Yeah, she ordered
I hope you open that door and fucking volley there.
What?
She gave me lift home, what?
I bet you still nectar.
Can't remember.
Ah, mate, pure fucking vinegar breath everywhere.
To be fair, I do love gherkins. Like if someone's my ma will take them off the burger, and I'll be like, I'll put them on there. But I'd never
we don't
order
order
a box of
box of
gherkins.
gherkins.
My daughter gets a cheeseburger and asks for that extra
Extra,
fucking,
yeah.
And I'm like, you fucking rat.
When I was in Barca, get on this. When I was in Barcelona for the semis, was it the semis? Yeah, it was. Right? No, yeah, it was. Yeah, semi-finals.
Yeah.
I was in front of this kid in the Mackies. And I had to tell him, I was like, oh, you've done that wrong there. You build your own burger. He got a cheeseburger, took the patty off, put extra cheese and gherkins and onions on. And I went, oh, mate.
Cheese and gherkin sandwich.
Yeah, he was like a little scouse kid. He had a little kit on and that. And I was like, oh, mate, you've took the burger off there, you know, like thinking to himself. And he went, I know. And I was like, wow. Wow, a cheese and gherkin.
Why are
buddy.
you going to Mackey's and getting a cheese
I
and
was
gherkin
like,
buddy?
I thought I was being a good Samaritan, like, oh mate, you've come here, he was only about 7. And he's like, I know.
I hope you fucking choke on it. Who the fuck's eating shit like that?
to each their own, isn't it? But I stepped in being a good guy and I was like, wow.
Feel the fucking volley.
Yeah, you might know something we don't know. Man. Might have been a veggie.
Probably fucking was. That's the most simple explanation. It is. What do you do for a living, lad?
Working insurance.
I was right.
Grass.
Grass.
Car insurance though, lad.
Whereabouts? Everyone needs insurance.
Work for a company called Acorn.
Okay.
And it's in town. But
My bird work for Keogh's doing insurance.
it's easy money, like, but it's just not very stimulating, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't leave work, like, I've done great today there.
Easy money though.
It is proper easy money, like.
That's right. What did you do in uni? Seen the picture on your phone.
Tell him that story about when you nearly got sent out of a uni lecture like he was in school. This is the funniest story ever, you know.
I'd done sport,
an insight into his mind.
sport development and management, and we were doing it. The section was about safeguarding. It was a proper, like, serious lecture in the uni. And I was just...
There's always one, isn't there?
I was sat up the cheese cows kid in the class.
In Ormskirk.
And he was like, and the lecturer was like, I'm gonna get some photos up for you, and I want someone to just explain what the risk is or what the issue is with the
What's
photo.
wrong with this photo?
What's wrong with it? So like,
Gherkins.
so like one of the photos was like, I don't know, like it was like somebody doing a long jump, and there was somebody right by the track, and that, do you know what I mean?
Someone with the laces undone on a
Do you know
run
what I
and
mean?
that, yeah.
So then there was one of them, and there was this old fella with a big tash, and he had
And a vest on him.
and a gun in his hand. So everyone's like, the gun. I go, failed the CRB check.
In a lecture.
But like in front of everyone. I just thought it come to my mind and thought, I can't not say it here, do you know what I mean?
Sometimes you got it.
And the lecturer went, Jamie. And I just started laughing.
Proper 80s picture on an OHP. Remember them in school?
You can't use pictures like that though in uni. Do you know,
You
times
can't.
have changed.
Stock
Yeah, they
pictures. you
Like
can't,
fucking
yeah.
shirt open, fucking chest hairs out and everything.
Gotta be current, haven't you? Gotta be current, lads. You gotta have
Oh,
like...
he looked dangerous, this fella, though, on this photo, though, you know, honest to God.
It's like my mum says about Jimmy Savile, and she always says, she was like, I never liked him when I was a kid. It's like, I always just said he looks weird. And my mum's like, look at him now. Like, he is like he doesn't look like your average Joe. Do you know what I mean? Like he looks like...
But there's loads of sort of documentaries now where he's fucking openly talking about, like, I prefer women who haven't got anything about them because they're fucking dense and they're easier.
Exactly.
And people just...
It was in plain sight, hard in plain sight.
The thing is, there's a show that's coming out where it's talking about how he had sort of, I think it is, he had like senior police officers in his fucking back pocket and stuff.
Wouldn't surprise
So
me.
he had shit on them, do you know what I mean?
It's awful, that, though.
He was a boss TV presenter though, weren't he?
Have you ever seen When Louis Met Jimmy?
His face there.
I've actually never watched, like, him on it. I've never watched him do the show.
He's,
Yeah, no, I've
he's
never
a creep though, isn't he?
That's what I mean. My mum was saying, she always said, oh, he's a creep, and she'd turn over and that. And when she was like a kid, do you know what I mean?
She weren't surprised when it come out then.
Yeah, and she was like, how is it not obvious? How's it took this long? Is what
Exactly.
she said. And I didn't know who he was.
Do you remember
until he died.
Fred the Weatherman on
Remember when he fell in?
In the
But he used to
Albert
always be on. I go to my nan, there's something weird about him, you know. And then I remember I was younger, but like in my mind, being a nonce wasn't even a thing. And then I think when it come out when I was about 16, 17, around me nan. Well, like, it was a thing, but like in my mind, it wasn't.
It wasn't compulsory like car insurance back in 95.
And
Is that when it wasn't compulsory? Yeah.
I just made a date up. I remember as a kid, like it wasn't fucking compulsory. I'm probably lying. It's probably well fucking before.
But it wasn't like pressed on like as much as it is now. Yeah.
They weren't coming around fucking putting clamps on cars and everything. Do you know what I mean?
When my alpha was younger, there was a designated drink drive a lot. Like that, it was just like people used to drink drive, and that was a thing. And then they changed the law, so everyone.
But you know what? Right, my brother lives in Ireland. He lives in Enniscorthy, County Wexford, Southern Ireland. And like, you know the way we have ANPR systems in the police car, they just scan your reg and they see your fucking tax, your insurance, MOT, everything. They don't have that down there. You've got to have a certificate for everyone in your windows. So half your windows fucking covered anyways. You can't see where you're going because there's like MOT, tax, insurance, everything. And they don't have any proof on your reg. So I got caught, when I went in my English car, I got caught fucking speeding. And the busy pulled me over. And he was like, I either have to give you an on-the-spot fine or can't do nothing about it because we don't have the capabilities. We have to contact Dublin police, then contact English police. He went, and it's just too much hassle. And I was like, I've got no dome, you know that. But I just slowed down. Just got off and I was like, this is berserk, do you know what I mean?
was this recently, but like,
It was about 3 years ago.
Yeah, do you know?
So like when I was leaving to come home, I went to the petty station, filled my car up and just drove away. Didn't pay. Just fucking got off. Fucking horrible cunts.
In Ireland, there's limits. You can only drive at a certain speed limit until you're like 20. So like young people can't go on the motorway and that, and because there's a lot of crashes in Ireland because it's all country roads, so there's a lot of people drink drive and go down country roads and that's why they have this speed limit until you're a certain age.
It's fucking mad.
Bizarre, that isn't it?
It is bizarre.
Mad. So insurance is in my opinion, insurance should never be a legal requirement. Like house insurance isn't, health insurance isn't. It's not in America.
It's just a racket, isn't it? Really.
It's
how they hold you by the balls as well.
I know
it's fucking expensive.
I know exactly what it's like because you speak to people and they're like, people get involved and like they say like, oh, I went like 3 miles per hour over the speed limit. They get fined £100, get 3 points, whatever it is, and then the insurance goes up by about 500-600 quid because of it.
But you can barter though as well, because my insurance, I've been driving 10 years, I've got a pure taxi outside, and I had my bed on it, and it was like 1,400 quid. No, it was more. About 1,600 quid my bed on it, so I took it off and it went down to 12. Yeah. And I was like, that's still expensive considering I've been driving 10 years and no fucking claims or anything. So I got my renewal through and they were like, oh, it's gone down by 50 quid. And I was like, not paying it. Like, it's fucking, it doesn't make sense. Like, I'm not paying it. I was like, I want it cheaper. And they were like, there's nothing we can do. I went, I don't want to leave then. And they were like, oh, just give us a minute.
Yeah.
Got it down to fucking 762 quid. I was like, so you can't fucking change it, you know, rat. Yeah. Do the same with Sky and Virgin all the time.
Yeah, play them against each other. Got to.
Yeah, you are. I've seen it cheaper then and they just give you that price then, don't they?
Yeah. Got a Cody box, lads, see you later. Getting off.
The last thing they want to hear is I'm going to Sky or the other way around. They're like, oh, right sound. You know what I mean? I'll give you this for less than 50%. Yeah. They do though. Because they'll give new customers boss offers, but not consistent customers. It's mad how it works.
So, want to move on to you then, Jack. So, the Epiphany Coach.
Yes.
So I know you've got a diploma in life coaching and mindfulness. You've got a first class honours in business studies, and you've just mentioned you're going to do your masters in positive psychology. Is it?
Positive psychology and well-being. Yes, he has done his research.
Oh yeah. What made you go down that avenue then?
I think I've always been going down this avenue just unconsciously, not knowing. Yeah. Just always, like I spoke about it before on podcasts. Just always helping people and always people coming to me for help as well, do you know what I mean? Consciously and non-consciously. Sometimes I would be like, well, people do always come to me and I do love it, of course I love it, but I was in a point in my life where I was like, what do I want to do with my life, do you know what I mean? Like, if I'm going to be here for the next 60, 70, 80 years,
you want to leave your stamp on this fucking earth, like?
A bit of that, mate, yeah. And mainly just like, it could be gone next year, so I want to make sure I have fun now. Do you know what I mean?
But that's it. You've got to do something that makes you happy
all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Because you see that many people who fucking do a 9 to 5, who despise the job, and they're just unhappy people.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
The difference with that though is, so the people who are in the 9 to 5s, if you're happy, perfect. Like you're happy. Do you know what I mean? It's not for everyone. But if you're working towards a goal and you're still not happy until you get to the goal, the difference is living a goals-based life and a values-based life. So like, you've got kids, haven't you?
Yeah.
If you've ever been, you'd definitely have been like, but to, let's say, Harry Potter World or something, like a little trip with the kids.
Yep.
So like, I don't know whether you have, but imagine you're going to Harry Potter World with the kids and you've got one of the kids behind you, like, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? And all they're thinking about this one kid on the left is, when will we get there? When we get there? That's a goal-focused person.
Yeah.
That person's like, when we get there, it's going to be the best thing ever.
And all I'm thinking is, I want to fucking choke slam you. Fucking shit up.
Exactly. And you've got the kid on the right. I'll let you decide which one of your kids is who. But then you've got the kid on the right who's like...
Lennon's the one on the left.
So we've got Lennon there, are we there yet? And then kid on the right is... obviously wants to get to Harry Potter World, probably loves Harry Potter just as much as the other kids. And I don't want to say Lennon because I don't want to, I know we'll definitely watch this. But the kid on the right's like, I'm enjoying being, isn't it mad? I've never been down here. Where are we? Birmingham. Taking everything in because his values are
Observing everything.
Observing, adventure, excitement, curiosity, like just patience, just knows knows their values, but also wants to get to the goal as well. So when kid on the right gets to Harry Potter World, gets to the goal, happy there, and on the way back, richer for the experience, enjoying the time on the way home. And then when Lennon, on the way back, kid on the left, on the way back, it's when are we getting home? When are we getting home? When are we getting home? Both those people have got the same goals, but the person who's values focused knows what makes them happy, and when they get there, I'll be just as happy as I am now.
It's
But
appreciating the journey, innit?
Exactly, mate. But there may be a time when you don't even get to Harry Potter World. You might break down on the M6, get a flatty, whatever. So then the person who's I keep on saying Lennon. It's all right. The kid, the child who's goal focused, it's like the worst thing in the world. This always happens to me. Oh my God! And then I was meant to do this, and then just wants to get home.
But the kid on the right has had some wins on the way because they've been observant and happy.
Yes, mate.
So they're like, well, I've had a decent time so far.
Exactly.
It's not as good.
Stood on the M6 like, I've never stood on a motorway before. in the pickup truck, like, wow, this is mad seeing the motorway from this side, and then got a story to tell other kids, whereas the kid on the left's like,
and it's interesting putting it that way because I can see that in my kids, and it's mad that, they fucking come from the same ballsack, and they're just fucking completely different. It's mad, innit? It is mad.
Exactly, mate. And how I help people is I just help people be happier in whatever area, whether it's goals, whether it's business, whether it's emotions, mindset, positivity, anything. And there's I am very goals focused as well, and I used to be, I'll be happy when I get here. I used to be very much that. Yeah. And then I discovered, like, well, you might not get there. Do you know what I mean? And you just got to have fun along the way. So that's kind of where it was all born out of, was assessing what I wanted, and it just, the name, the Epiphany, was like, oh my God.
Is that where it came from, the Epiphany Coach?
Because my Epiphany's like, I can help other people who are in similar positions, but not just in what you want to do with life. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
That's sick, that don't.
Thank you, mate.
To be fair, where'd you get these analogies from, lad? Like, every time I sit there, he comes with an analogy, I'm like, fucking hell, you don't know, you've got these out of some book, it's
on Amazon.
Fucking back of a paper and biscuit, lad, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
It's on Amazon, the big analogy book for coaches, 19.
Christmas crackers everywhere.
Because people do ask a lot, so I do think, how can I explain that? So it's analogy.
But that's the thing, like, you can sort of, I don't want to say bore people, but when you give them like too much fucking scientific information, they just zone out. So you've got to make it relatable to them.
Exactly.
So you can, like, you've just made it relatable with my 3 kids, and straight away I was like, fucking hell, I'm right onto that. Do you know what I mean? So it's just about tapping into someone's fucking mindset, isn't it?
Those kids are born completely different anyway. They might have similar experiences, but I know me, I'm one of 5. All 5 of us have had different upbringings in life. Even though we've had the same kind of parents and everything, we've just got different experiences of life. So there is people who are goals focused, people who are values focused. And even though you've got 2 kids who might be the same age, they can have completely different outlooks on life and want different things. So everyone is different, and what your goal is. Your goal might be business, or your goal might just be being happy and content in life, or a relationship or whatever. So everyone has goals. But it's important not to get lost in the goal as well.
100%.
So I help people through coaching in that way, but also through Reiki as well. So do you know much about Reiki?
Don't know too much about it. I know me sister-in-law's been sort of advertising that someone in their shop's been doing it, and then my mum went for a go. What's it? Yeah. What is it then? So
Reiki, this is why J-Max let me move in. I'm paying the rent. Paying the rent in Reiki. Now Reiki is it's a universal energy, Reiki. It's like the life force energy. And do you know the chakras? The chakras. So it's based on those systems. They're based on the chakra system, and it's a hands-off, bit of hands-on approach to healing, and it's just an energy healing. Basically, it just feels like a warm hug off the universe. That's what it feels like, mate. Honestly, and when I first started, I was like, wow. Do you know what I mean? I was like, because I used to be not very close-minded, but a bit like, my sister got me into it. My sister was a Reiki, she was a Reiki practitioner, and she'd been doing it for like 2 years, and I was like, mad you.
Yeah.
It's like, lost the plot, you.
Have you got to be open-minded to do it? Like, if someone comes who's completely closed-minded, can they still have an amazing experience?
Yeah, mate, yeah. It's like, it's a fact, it's science, it's not woo-woo stuff, do you know what I mean?
It's like fucking tarot cards or anything, it's genuine science, you know what I mean?
Even if you don't believe this won't work for me, you're
going to get something from it.
You're going to feel something from Reiki, yeah. And it's unbelievable, mate. I do self-Reiki every night, and it's unbelievable. Jay, I can't wait.
I feel like as well, going back to your coaching as well, you've always been that type of lad where people will come to for advice as well, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, I do. If I need any, and I'll give him a little message. He's that type of lad anyway, so when you said you were going to do it, I was like, why the fuck not, lad? Do you know what I mean?
Some people just like emit positive energy, don't they? And you can read it.
I think we all do.
It's a shoulder to fucking lean on, do you know what I mean? So,
I think everyone emits positive energy, but there's just something blocking that. If someone's not, I always just think there's something there that you can't be the best.
Some people are like much better listeners as well, because you can have a conversation with someone and body language is a huge thing, and you're just like, you're not invested in this conversation, you're not interested, and it throws you off.
Of course.
Whereas you sort of, I'm gonna get out of your ass in a minute, but you sort of have like the fucking a welcoming fucking energy and personality, you know what I mean? I can look at you and have a conversation and feel relaxed, not fucking sort of on edge.
Yeah.
So that's probably why people do come to you a lot, and it's fucking, you're getting into the right sort of business.
Good, mate, that's it. Good. And this is what, so I've always been on this path. People, I've told a story on a podcast, it was on about some woman on the train, she told me something at Moorfields, and I stayed on past me stop because I was like, I can't leave here, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had to get on the train and come back.
Yeah.
And it was at that point I was like, this happens too much, like people keep coming to me and stuff, and
do you have people come with like mental health issues and stuff and like depression and all, is it?
Yeah, so I have a lot of people come to me for emotions, and I always say, like, if you go to your doctor, like I don't say go to your doctor. Yeah. If you've got a serious issue, consult your GP. I can help with emotions, I can help with negative thoughts, I can help with feeling low, I can help with anxiety. Always consult your GP as well, but I am able to help you with
that's where it's difficult, because I've suffered with mental health problems throughout my life. Like, my dad committed suicide and stuff, so I've had a hard time, and it affected me for so long. And then I had like a sort of fucking breakdown, and then I come out on the top of it, and I was like, do you know what? I enjoyed the help. So I was like, this is something I want to get into, and I'm a manufacturing engineer. I fucking make car seats for a living. I was like, I can't really change my career now, but I'm now a mental health first aider in work. So we've started a team. And there's 4 of us, and like 3 in management, and then there's me, and everyone's like, you're dead sound, you're just approachable, so everyone just comes to me.
Yeah.
And like, again, I'm like, I can't diagnose or tell you what to do. I can only send you to, professional help. But people are scared to go to professional help because it's not relatable. You're a human to them. They're not. They're a robot. The doctor's a robot. So they can't sit there and go, I'll have a one-to-one conversation with you and you know how I'm feeling. They feel like judged by the doctor. So it's I imagine when people come to you with fucking sort of emotion problems and stuff, that's why, because you're sort of fucking open-minded and just a normal person, you know?
Having the people skills as well, isn't it, at the same time?
Soft skills,
You might speak to a doctor who goes, you've got this, you need to have it, antidepressant, whereas if you speak to me, whatever, we'd say, you need to go and do this, you know what I mean?
Doctors are needed in that sense.
100%.
They're underinvested, they're underfunded, underinvested in from like authorities and stuff. Doctors are needed, but like what you're saying there, even this, mate, even us, there'll be someone who watches this podcast who may or may not be going through something in mental health and see 3 fellas talking and go, what, I'm actually alright, I feel like this actually, do you know what I mean? Like, even having a conversation about mental health, that's
it's just a stigma, innit? It's not enough sort of awareness about it still to this day. It's improving, but it's still got a long way to go on it.
My mate said to me the other day, he said, I was on a walk with him, and he was like, we're in the mental health age, aren't we? And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, do you know the way there's like the Bronze Age, the Iron Age, the Industrial Age? He was like, this is the mental health age. And I was like, explain that, lad. And he said, when the last thing like this happened, it was the war. So like the Blitz and coming together, camaraderie. The only thing people were concerned was like shelter in the subway, getting underground, stuff like staying safe physically, like making sure the rations was a big thing and all that. We're in like a national global crisis. All of our physical needs are met. Yeah. We can order what we want and it's here that day. Yeah. We can order it at midnight, it's here by midday. Yeah. Everything we need is met. We've got more than enough food, still got money, we can work from home. Even though there is a physical virus, the crisis itself is people's mental health, like, because people are sat with
But it's
themselves.
scary because we live in an age where, as you said, we can have things at the click of a button. We've got everything, but the happiness is on the decline.
Exactly,
Like,
mate.
it's mad.
Exactly. And we live in the most advanced time of humanity ever. But are we that happy? Are we that advanced if we're disconnected from what makes us human, which is joy? Do you know what I mean? You look at a kid, mate, and a kid isn't concerned about anything that's going on in the world.
But it's mad because, like, you were talking with Jacob on the podcast about sort of social media being to socialise.
Yeah.
Yet it's deemed as an anti-social thing because people just get their heads buried in the phone and stuff. So the technology that's being provided to sort of help you socialise is having the opposite effect. Because it's making you fucking not speak to people, you know.
Depends on the use though,
face-to-face.
doesn't it? Like, it's like it's a diet. It's like what you consume. If you go on your phone and you're seeing stuff that makes you feel like, I haven't got that. Or, mate, I have to do it all the time. I see people with businesses and I'm like, wow, they're smashing it. And I catch myself in that train of thought. I'm like, just mute that. Because that's making you feel like, not less. But I noticed that mindset in me, like, you're not there yet. And everyone's got that.
It's brainwashing though, innit?
So you've got to just say, you know what, this doesn't make me feel too good. I'm going to it's like a physical diet. If you're eating food and you feel like crap, you switch up your diet. Same with the mental diet.
Yeah.
And it's not easy. It's hard, but it's just curating the life you want.
But it's hard work and dedication. Like, nothing happens overnight. Even physical dieting.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't just fucking eat an iceberg lettuce and lose weight. You know what I mean? You've got to fucking grind and work hard at it. And
Get
up
butty.
and move. Yeah. Fucking geek and the cheese butty, man.
No, exactly, mate. And it's putting the work in. I always say to all my clients, like, I can help you, I can teach you, and I can guide you and coach you and show you, but like the most important person for change and for healing is you. Like, I will never tell you I'm gonna fix you because you can't. It's impossible.
He's got the sort of same outlook as you. Like, he's all about positivity and stuff, and I'm a fan.
You told me before he said the HDs.
He's not there yet. He's not a finished article. But like,
work in progress.
Yeah. But like, I'm going through a stage where like, I'm a fucking fat mess and all that. I'm like, I need to help myself. I need to stop eating this shit. Like, I'm addicted to Red Bulls and stuff. I'm like, I need to just get over it. And he's like, lad, stop saying this shit and fucking do it. He's like, because there's so many people out there who just say, yeah, I'm going to do this. And like, join all these sorts of fucking groups and cults saying, yeah, I'm going to do this. And they're not in it for the right reasons. They've got to be fucking dedicated and invested in it and make that change. 100%. Only you can help yourself. You know what I mean? Because I said to him, I appreciate the advice, you need to help me. He's like, you should be a motivational speaker. And he was like, no, you need to fucking teach yourself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
it's
the right
everything
thing.
starts from within. Like, I want to do this. I want to make this change. And
Maybe. Who are we?
oh, is that me? It's me.
Alarm clock.
That says ring Jacob, yeah, and it's been like that for 6 weeks.
Well, you rang him, yeah.
I'm gonna turn that alarm off right now, mate. I remember saying, Jacob, bring this. He was like, remind me.
I remember it.
There's an half fella in our work who has a second mobile phone in his laptop bag, and his alarm goes off every day, and he's not at his desk, right? And it just fucking winds me up. So I took it out of his bag the other day and took it down to the shop floor and just hid it in one of the fucking stillages with all phones and everything. I was like, his phone's gone. It's gone. Didn't tell him.
Yeah,
he hasn't got it.
You'll hear it in a minute.
You'll
You'll hear it.
Someone's going to get a car in Jag, driving a car, and it's going to start ringing. Do you know what I mean?
Boss, Dad. And a free phone.
Yeah. It's only a fucking Nokia 3210 anyway. Gotta give him a snake out of it.
But where were we there then, before Jacob rang me? We were talking about what
Help,
to change.
you gotta help yourself.
Yeah, like, ultimately, if you make that change, as recognising in yourself, I can't coach someone who doesn't want to be coached. Do you know what I mean? And I've got a PT at the moment, and Connor Williams Fitness, great guy. And the reason I love him so much, mate, is because he's very like-minded, and he always says, like, if you're not gonna, he's like, I can't tell you how to, I could diet you for 6 weeks, starve you, get it before and after picture. And he's like, but I'm not about that. He's like, I want you to make a lasting change, and only you can do that. He's like, I can't change it.
Everyone can do a fucking crash diet and drop weight, but it's sustainability, innit?
Yeah.
It's positive life changes.
Yeah.
And I just get to empower people to make those changes and to be aware that, wow, I'm in control and I can control my emotions, my thoughts, my desires, my goals, my life. And I love what I do because I just enable people to just feel happy and just be happy. And it's not easy, do you know what I mean? It's happiness is what is happiness, do you know what I mean? Even it's subjective as anything, isn't it?
You can't put your finger on anything, can you? Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So when you do have a client then, just sort of put a timeline on their journey, or is it just whenever they're ready to fucking have their epiphany, effectively.
It's different for everyone, mate. It's completely different. I always, if someone messages me, we'll have a consultation, talk about the consultation as well. I've decided, so after the consultation, I'm like, okay, well, we can do this, we can do that, we can do the other, and then it'll kind of just, I'll always have like, okay, this will be good for this will be good for this. But then through the sessions, I tend to find like, I reckon this will be a good idea, and then we'll start talking. I'll be like, "Whoa, yeah, that's not what I had in mind." But we'll go down there. You've got to be flexible.
Yeah, 100%.
And you've got to. I always plan my sessions as well, and 99 times, half the time it's like, okay, that will work there, and that's relevant. But I'm always learning. My clients always tell me stuff, and I'm just like, wow, yeah.
But you're at your infancy with it though as well.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
it's every day's a fucking learning curve for you as
Exactly,
well.
and I love it, and I love what I do. I love helping people, and I just love knowing that, like.
But that's why you're so good at helping people, because you're not sort of a fucking Mr. Know-it-all. Like, this is what it is. You're just like bang, sponge, absorbing all this information, and then you can reflect that onto, like, a client might say something that makes you go, I didn't see it from that point of view, and then that's going to help that client over there, so you can just then channel that to them. Do you know what I mean?
We all help each other, mate. Like, no one does anyone know anything. You can spend your life as, you know, these people who've got like PhDs in quantum physics all life, they're still giving lectures at 70. They know less than 1% of what's out there to know in the universe. You know, we're all just learning every day, and that's what I love, constantly learning.
What sort of feedback do you receive from clients?
What do you mean specifically? Like
I've read some of your sort of testimonials on your website and stuff, and some of them are nice. You get, like, is everyone positive about their experience, or do you ever have someone going, that didn't work for me, or anything like that?
Yeah, I've never had a negative review or negative feedback. No, and I know I give 100%, more than 100%. So I know if I might think, oh, maybe that didn't work, or did they feel a benefit of that session?
You'll try something else as well.
Just because they haven't told me that was unbelievable, I'm like, oh, maybe that. Sometimes I'll be like, oh, did
but
that?
I imagine you're your own biggest critic though as well.
I was, but then I realised as long as, I had a mentor tell me, if you know you've given someone 100%, like, what else can you do? And then I used to I didn't ask for feedback at first. I had a limiting belief, like, don't ask for feedback. What if they say it was shit? And then I'd be like, just like ask. So it's like, what did you think?
But the thing is, if it was shit, it's opinion based. It is learning. You can go, right then, that's constructive criticism. What can I do to prevent the next client having the same experience?
So I'll send feedback forms as well, and like I'll always message, like, say we do something like in the session, I'll message the day after, or the next day, or the day after that. So like, what did you think on the session? Because at first I'd get clients who were like, that was amazing, thank you, and then I'd get other clients who I wouldn't speak to till the next session. So my limiting belief was, well, maybe they didn't enjoy it as much as that person. But back to the two kids in the car. Kids are different. So two kids, everyone's different, just like them two kids.
Exactly.
So that person saying, that's amazing, which I would do myself. Someone wouldn't do that. Like my brother wouldn't do that. But when I'd message and say, what did you think? They'd be like, oh my God, yeah. Send me a paragraph and say, I've told
some people are reserved,
exactly. So that's how I always now ask for feedback, because I want it either way. Yeah.
What are the next steps for the Epiphany Coach then?
So I'm doing a master's in September. And I'm training in NLP at the moment, which is neuro-linguistic programming. So I do apply that into my coaching as well. And then hypnotherapy, clinical hypnotherapy, definitely.
Sound. Yeah. Like, is he going to be a clean fucking hypnotist, or is he going to be like, you're under? Go and fucking lick that fella's bum all over there. Do you know what I mean?
I would let him put me under, lad.
In the house he's living in yours.
I'll lay on Smith down.
Even like that. Yeah, even like that. You're under. Put your slippers on. Go make me lasagna. Don't get your hair cut. Strip off on Smith Down, lad.
Funny enough, I was on Smith Down the other week with my bird, right? And we were walking we went to Belgium. It's like a restaurant, but it's like a little cafe as well. So we're on the way back, and I looked, just walking, and I was just seeing two people across the road and straight there. I was like laughing. They were like, what's so funny? I went, look at these fucking two idiots here. So there was like a girl, she looked quite normal. She looked a bit of a student.
She looked quite normal.
No.
As opposed to...
I haven't hit the fucking nail, you'll know why in a minute. And then there was another fella we had like a mink on open, and both of them were fucking face painted like clowns, but had like fucking things on the nose and that.
They look quite normal, he said.
No, the girl did. He didn't. He looked like fucking Trevor off fucking GTA, lad. And then we walked past him anyway, and he went, "Good morning!" And my bird shit himself. I was like, "Oh, fucking morning, is it? It's fucking 2:30.
You know, lad,
you don't want to know the backstory there.
There's some berserk people. Like, I was driving down to my Mars a few weeks back, and there was a fella, just a full-grown man, walking through the street in a full stormtrooper outfit with a gun. And I was like, it's a Sunday afternoon. it's lockdown, there's no parties, lad. Like, you're not even going to entertain anyone.
2 questions. Where have you been and where are you going?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Oh, I need to stop wearing that fucking costume.
Let's go in the barbers so we get fucking caught.
Do you ever do that thing where you see someone or you see a situation, maybe driving past or like on your bike or whatever, and you'll catch a glimpse of something, and then for the rest of the journey, like, I bet, this is where they've come from and they've just done this, and you just piece together the situation. Before you know it, you've made up their day.
Exactly. Especially like driving down Smithtown, there's all like fucking little dodgy massage parlours and everything. Like, he's been in there, he's had his shoe and everything.
You can get whatever you want on Smithtown, I reckon.
It's boss. I love it. It's just the
Centre
most
of the universe.
It's the most diverse place. Because I grew up Smithtown Lane.
Oh, yeah?
And then I lived with my brother in fucking Earl Road, which is just behind Smithtown.
Yeah.
And then when I got my first place, I lived in a flat off Lodge Lane. So I grew up whole area, like, you know what I mean? And I worked in Asda. I got my Smithtown.
Which one was Smithtown?
That was an experience.
Yeah, that was bizarre.
It's mad in there, you know.
I got legged from there. Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I worked on fucking rotisserie and like counters and that, and I was just taking like litre bottles of fucking reggae sauce home and everything. So, like, I was only 17. I was in charge of the fucking markdown gun, you know, the whoopsie gun.
Yeah, giving yourself everything 5
I'm not even messing right. I worked on pizzas. I'd get in at 6 in the morning, make a 16-inch meat feast, scan it down for 5p and put it in the fridge and pay for it after my shift, lad. A 5p pizza. I was like, fucking advantages to the job, mate. Got legged, like, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
What can you
You
do?
move points in after it, like, yeah.
It's fucking flying.
Boss, mate, I love that.
The podcast then.
Yeah.
Want to move on to the podcast. So, where did the idea come from?
Our mate who fucking grassed us up. I know it was him, lad. I know it was Will. I know Will McKay, mate.
We were out in the merchant, and I don't know if you've been in the merchant, but there's an outside bit, and like we were outside there, and we were having a drink and a smoke.
Outside in the outside bit. Yeah, the bullshit. Oh.
Outside in the inside bit.
Speaking of the podcast, mate, we realised as podcasters we've been took to that next level. We didn't want to, did we? We didn't see this coming, but they say when you've got haters, you've made it. Well, that's what my mum said. We've had someone, I don't even want to give them credit, but we've had someone making fake accounts and commenting on like all our posts, haven't we?
Yeah, saying stuff about me and my bed,
yeah. And all
about mental health and stuff.
About mental health and stuff, and about on all the guests' podcasts, on all the guests' photos and that. And it's next. It seemed like a bot, but it was too personal. And then he made another account. Mad. That's it. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what? Like, it's fucking wrong. I hate people like that. There's no need. But I talk about the podcast all the time in work. My mate in work always winds me up. He goes, "I'm famous. I've got a podcast and all that." Right? And for me 30th, he got me a hoodie with the logo of the podcast on, and on the back, just in fucking massive red writing, just says, "I'm famous. I've got a podcast." I was like, you know, fucking no. Had me kicks off there.
Yeah, no, but that was mad, that wasn't it? But it's just.
Why do people fucking do that though? It's mad.
I don't know. I wish them well, mate, because it seemed like they weren't really. It seemed like
it was weird.
It seemed manic. Do you know what I mean? It seemed like. We couldn't even piece it together though, could we? We couldn't figure out like where this comment would have come from or mad. Jay messaged them off the podcast saying, "Leg it please," with a thumbs up.
You haven't done anything since, though.
No.
Fucking scared of you, lad. Leg it
please, bro.
I messaged them saying, I messaged them with the reverse psychology. Just so you know, we know who this is and we've gone to the police. Not reverse psychology, we actually did know who they were. We said, we know who this is, we've gone to the police. And they went, well, they said, sassy, well, you better hope you've got the right person, haven't you? And I just thought, checkmate. You've got me there.
Fucking.
So, yeah.
There's no need for people like that.
It's mad, isn't it? It's mad.
Like, why are they wasting their time?
They made a fake email to then make a fake account because Jay tried to log in, catching them out. And then it tell you the email, hoping it'd pop up like Will McKay at hotmail.com.
Yeah.
But then it was like fake surface at hotmail.com, and then account was called fake surface. It was just like.
And then they made another one called Don't Be Fake.
Don't Be Fake 25.
Some people are just into that though, because I went to
drama.
I went to see. I don't know if you've watched Have a Word podcast.
Yeah. So funny.
So
that, mate.
I went to the live podcast.
Boss, mate.
And fucking Adam has a joke about his ex-bird Jade, and someone in the crowd, like in the interval, made a fake Instagram account and messaged Jade saying he's fucking slagging you off in the live show and everything. So like Jade phoned him in the interval, fucking kicking off. So we come back out and he was like, "Who the fuck's the rat in here?" Do you know what I mean? He was fuming. I was like, "You've come to a show, you've paid money to come to a show. why are you sitting there in the fucking interval making a fake account to then message someone on Instagram? Like, why the fuck are you going at the effort you've got to go through to do that? Do you know what I mean? I was
And
like,
what are they gaining from it?
nothing.
Exactly. Literally fuck all. It's pointless, isn't it?
Berserk.
That's it, mate. I love the word berserk, though. I'm going to start saying that.
I say it all the time.
Do you know what I was
Berserk's
on the other week for about 4 weeks? Delicious. About everything.
I remember you saying that one. There's a new word for you, lad.
Yeah, delicious. Oh, it's delicious.
No, but
I get fixated on words like that.
Same. And because it sounds good with everything words like that, like berserk. That sounds, they're berserk then.
going back to the podcast, we were saying before, we were in the merchant outside, and our mate come over and was like,
Well, he's not a mate anymore after that.
after today's antics, he said that you two should start a podcast, and it never happened straight away. Like, we were
Saturday night, we were like,
yeah. We'll just start, like, we were
Nah,
both pissed, you know what I mean?
me and you, lad, we should start a podcast.
And then,
Putting the world to rights and all that.
yeah.
luckily enough, in the end, like, we were discussing it, and then his friend Nat was like, I'm starting a podcast with
Our friend, Jay. She's our friend.
Yeah, our friend. She's also a guest on our podcast as well.
Episode 4, go back and watch.
And she was introduced us to Jacob when we met Jacob, who runs Liverpool Podcast Studios, and he was like,
He's a good lad, Jacob, isn't he?
oh, he's a proper good lad. And
Our podcast would be, I don't want to say nothing without him, but it wouldn't be what it is without him. You know, like we have these ideas, and he's like, do you know what we can do? I'm just like, that's better than what
we're trying to get more creative with it. Like, we do like intros at the start of every one, and like they're only like a minute long, but they take about 3 hours. to do
take
that.
longer than the
But
podcast.
that's the hardest bit.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't have an intro on my video at the minute. I have my opening line. That's my intro, effectively. But my audio has an advert and an intro. And it's only 25 seconds, and it takes me about 4 months to fucking record one. I'm like, because as I said in the past, I put my phone voice on and everything.
Yeah.
Because talking to people, it's
Hi,
natural.
welcome
and
to
I'm
the
like,
Now Then
hi,
podcast.
welcome. Yeah. You're making a
Hi,
podcast
my
in
name
Shoe
is-
Brook, stop talking. I mean, the kids around here have all got fucking Asbos and scars. And I'm fucking talking like a Tory.
No, but we were like, would you see the podcast? No, it hasn't. Going to see the podcast? It hasn't really changed a bit. We're like,
Having a conversation with himself there, lad.
I was, but like, we've got.
Would you say it? I wouldn't. Would you? I don't know.
We've got to the stage
it's
now
grown,
where
it's
we know,
developed.
like, we know what the format is of every episode, don't we? And like, we're proper like pick a guest each time and that. And I'm excited for the future, you know, to see what's coming.
Good, mate. We should be.
It works.
This guy's coming.
Yeah, you'll be on soon. Like,
Nice one. Do you know what?
It's mad being on the other side, you know. It's bizarre,
crazy,
yeah.
you know?
Because I don't have to think now. I don't have to
Yeah,
think like
yeah.
I've just got to answer.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I know what
you're
you're doing there. You're like, okay, well, I've got to do this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it is crazy.
It's not as
But obviously,
relaxed
like-
as people think it looks. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
when I'm watching your podcast, I know you're hosting,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
a thing in itself. Hosting, isn't
And
it?
the thing is, like, I had the 10th Pint lads on,
Yeah.
and they said, oh, we don't prep anymore. We just go into the studio and just try and have a conversation. They
Yeah.
said we didn't like the sort of questions and journalism side of things.
Yeah.
And it works, but I hate not being prepared. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not fucking a perfectionist, but I like having structure to it. Like, don't get me wrong, this is my longest episode by far now, and we've fucking gone off on tangents, and I've loved it.
Yeah.
But
How long do you aim for?
so I aim for an hour,
Yeah,
roughly.
same, yeah.
Like, some are 45. My longest is 1:15. We're on 1:11, and I've still got my fucking game to play, so
Yeah.
it's fine. But again, like, we've gone off on tangents, and
Yeah.
it's been funny, and then we bring it back in. I like having that structure to rein it in, because
Yeah.
I chat shit so much, right? If
would
I
do
didn't have
that.
my structure, we'd be here tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because I'd just fucking carry on tangents after tangents after tangents, so I need to have something for my own benefit.
To know
just to
what
rein
you're
me
shooting
in.
for, yeah.
'Cause
That's
I'm like,
what we do, isn't it?
I do research. I don't really plan stuff because I was planning loads of stuff. I was doing like 2 pages of notes, and I wouldn't.
It becomes overkill, don't I? Just put bullet points down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I want to
for like
talk
the
about
topic.
this,
Yeah,
and
that's
I
what
want
I
to
do.
ask him about this and
Yeah.
that. And
Yeah,
then,
as long as you
as long as you get them in,
a
yeah.
rough understanding, you can go, oh wait, I've seen this, and you try and ping it back to them.
That's the thing. Well, when I started writing stand-up, I was writing it like a script.
Yeah.
So I was writing the whole joke and the punchlines, and then I was trying to like rehearse it, and you just sound very fucking autonomous, you know, like a robot.
Yeah.
And then like I've been listening to other comedians, speaking to other comedians, they like, we just bullet point what the bit is,
And flowing.
and then rehearse it and practice it, just free speaking.
Yeah.
And it works, full of wind off the beer. It works. So I've done the same with the pod. The only thing I put in long is when I've done an element of research and I need to sort of quote
No,
something
yeah.
or me game. Do you know what I mean? So,
Makes it more natural as well. Like, you can tell when someone's like rehearse something, and you can
yes,
tell when
100%.
like this is what I've got a client at the minute, and she's wanting to like be more expressive. She's got her own business, and she wants to like, she knows Nat, and she knows me as well, obviously, and she's saying like, oh, I want to speak like that. I want to put videos out. I want like my audience to know I am the person behind the brand, all that. And she was saying like,
But at the same time, she's the brand. You've got to be you.
this is what she says. She wants to be that, and she said, but what's stopping her was like, what if I fuck up and what if I go? Ooh, and she was like, but then I watch you and I'll talk on my Insta and I'll be like, yeah. So anyway, and
I feel like I've had about 4 strokes today because I can't get it out. Do you know what I mean?
That's people not buy into that because it's not like you buy it. People like that, especially with podcasting, mate, because it's so organic and it's so like
organic. I like that.
It's going more of like the news media now, and like people are buying podcasting production and people own your podcast and stuff. But it's so raw. You can say whatever you like and put it out. If you get the backlash, you get the backlash. But if we were in a studio, not Liverpool podcast studio, but if you was in like a music, they have like music labels and they have podcast labels now as well, which you'll buy a share in your podcast. That's controlled content then, and it's refined, and it comes like the telly and the news.
Exactly.
But back to my client, sorry, she said, she was like, but I love that. She was like, I've realised you can just say what you want and fuck up, because people are like, oh yeah, you're just a human, and that's what this is. It's 3 humans.
It's relatable.
2 humans and J-Mac. the superhuman.
The fucking Mark Noble over there. So,
but yeah, sorry.
That's right. How do you decide what guests to choose then? Because you've got a fucking diverse lineup. Like,
the list is long of who we want on, mate. Do you know what I mean?
We always sit down and go, we want blah 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 blah, and then we try and make it happen. You know yourself, it's not as easy. You just go and he's coming on next Wednesday. Sorry,
right.
He knows he's coming on. It's not as easy as, oh, we're gonna get him on this date. You've got to like plan it.
Logistics.
We try and change it up, don't we? We try and change it up.
Yeah. Try not to have like 2 bands on.
Yeah.
Or like two people who are like, let's say 2 people who are like into wellness, or like 2 business owners or 2 charities. Like, we'd always mix it up. Sometimes we have done that, but it's more just like,
sometimes you can't help it because it's people's availability and stuff, isn't
exactly, it? Yeah. But like, there's no like, we are a music podcast or we are a there's none of that. It's just we are a
but
conversation.
That's what I love about it, because like,
Thanks,
that's the sort of feedback I've had as well. People going, oh, because mine's classified as a comedy interview podcast.
So are we, you know.
Because you're having a laugh and a joke.
Yeah,
You've got to sort of,
but there's always the underlying topics, like we spoke about mental health today.
Yeah, exactly. You can have a serious fucking conversation. It's needed, and then you can be light-hearted and have a laugh.
Life. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's what I love about your podcast, is how diverse the guests are. And I've seen some of the clips and I've seen a few episodes where I'm like, oh, I didn't think that'd come up. Do you know what I mean? Like, and it's just like with that person, like, I didn't think that'd come up with them, but that's life.
But the thing is, like, with yourselves, like, there's that many podcasts out there now that I'm trying to listen to, and there's the front left. I've listened to a few of theirs and stuff, and I like touching on different people's podcasts, and then I've watched like 1 or 2 of yours, and then I got into one, and it just fucking captivated me, and I was like, I'm sold now. And then I just went back, and I done it in reverse. So normally I'm chronological. I have to start at the beginning.
Yeah.
But I didn't with yours. I got caught late on, and I was like, I'm invested, and I've just gone back through the episodes now, and that's where I found myself. And I just sit there in work, and I just fucking put it on. I have my 2 screens in work, and the podcast on the right, and that's my day. Do you know what I mean? That's fucking, it's sound. I love it. And that's how I've managed to fucking get most of my research, just by listening. Do you know
that's
what I mean?
It still amazes us that when people say like, oh, I love the podcast and that. And like, to be fair, we haven't had it much in person because you can't really see anyone. Yeah. But I had it in town once, and I was like, people watch this, you know? People watch this, people know that, and you're like, oh yeah, I forgot people watch this.
But you know what, right? We went to Mackey's on, my son was 7 on Sunday, so we were like, right, did your birthday, what you want? He was like, one of Mackey's, went sound. So we went to a different one, we went to the one on the Dock Road, and as we were in the drive-thru, I had fucking...
Handy that you can go next door for the gravy.
I had a little fucking piece of paper with me podcast stickers on.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck it, it's going on the drive-thru. So I peeled it off and just slapped it on the drive-thru, right? And then I was in work yesterday, and some lad on the shop floor just went, what are you doing putting stickers on fucking drive-thru? Fucking I was in Mackey's with my bird, and I was like, that's fucking Gary's podcast, isn't it? And I was like, it's mad, innit? So I was like, if you've seen it, how many people have seen it? Do you know what I mean? It's
like,
mad.
My mate took a picture, Chano, of like, I can't remember, it was like, I'm gonna get it up, I'm gonna plug this person because I love the marketing. It was like L9 DJ or something, that was the name. And so I then went onto the SoundCloud and had to listen to it. I didn't know. In fact, no, I won't, I've got no signal. it was like Oral Park something SoundCloud, and I was like, it was on like a lamppost, and I was like, belt of that, search the SoundCloud, had a listen, and I was like, that's happened. What you wanted to happen, that's happened. Why are you doing it?
But I was saying to me, Bird, like, you can get all these stickers where you've got your Instagram barcode on, and you just
and
take
it goes
a picture of it, and it goes
straight
straight through. So I was like, you need to fucking
get
into that.
Get on that, by the way.
Get on it.
Yeah.
Just so someone just takes a fucking picture.
That's why we're so excited to live together, because now that we've got a backlog.
You don't have to have a phone
and
call
I'm
or
moving
anything.
in. Yeah, we can just be like, you know what we should do?
You
Get
You
this
could be
done.
having a shit and he's in the kitchen just shouting.
Exactly,
at each other.
and it's like sometimes we're like, because you're a lot busier than me, like, but sometimes I'm like, we need to have a chat, and he's like, oh, I can't do it tonight, it's gonna have to be fucking Thursday and it's Monday, do you know what I mean?
But
And
if we
you're
live together and I've got
together,
an
he's
hour,
like, oh, I've got a client now, let's go and do this. So I feel like we're gonna go, our podcast is going to go even better when you move in.
And Jacob's just expanded as well. He's got a new office in
He's moved down to
Baltic and
Baltic,
that.
hasn't he?
Yeah, so just...
I said to you, I was messaging him
upwards.
today and I was like, listen, if you need a fucking car to carry shit or anything, I'm there, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's a good lad,
He's
Jacob.
boss Jacob, lad.
Got a lot of like, I've never met him in person.
Haven't you now?
No,
Well, you will do in
he's
a few
Yeah,
weeks.
exactly. He's invited me down. He's like, lad, come down and have a look and stuff. And I was like, I will.
Yeah.
And we were talking the other day and he didn't realise, he was talking about me sort of setup, and I was like, I'm just fucking juggling everything at the minute. I was like, I've got 3 kids, a full-time job. The partner was like, are you fucking messing? He was like, take me out off to you, lad. We've all got to grind, you know what I mean?
He's a worker, Jacob, and he's talented. And he's not even a video production guy, you know. He's
He's
like
a sound engineer,
Sound
isn't he?
engineer, yeah.
He
And like,
just, he is the, we call him the sound guy.
we call him the sound
Because
guy.
he does sort our sound out and he's fucking a good guy as well.
Like-
But we feel like our podcast as well is like, it is a podcast, but it's not at the same time. It's more like a show in a way.
Yeah.
Because like,
It's a bit like this. Like, I think the thing with podcasts as well is they're getting that diverse now that, like, it's got to
Yeah.
have an element. Like, it's
Yeah.
got to have something that, like, that intro at the start, that sets it apart, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Rather than just, like, so how did you get into music? Do you know what I mean? Or, like, how did you... Do you know what? I feel like there's a lot of out there, not so much in Liverpool, but... Oh, trying to get you drunk.
He is.
But
What's he after?
there's a lot of, like James English podcast, there's a lot of that type of podcast, do you know what I mean?
100%.
Which is like someone's story, and I love that, but that's kind of like a bit saturated, I think.
But it's developing. You've got to develop your podcast. So my
Yeah.
format at the start was like, I called it Now Then.
Yeah.
In terms of, I want to pick 3 topics that are relevant now in the news. And then my last section is, what's the aspirations of the guest? That's the then.
Yeah.
That was my format when I first started out. So
Belter.
So my first couple of episodes, I was picking 3 news articles or a new item of technology in the market.
Yeah.
And we'd talk about it. And it worked to an extent. But then when I got more interesting guests on, their following doesn't want to listen to fucking John Charles talk about new Apple headphones. They want to talk about John Charles' life.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, the 3 topics are going to be relevant to John and his story. Hence why me 3 topics with you are your background, the music,
yeah.
the podcast.
Love it.
And that's how I've sort of
it, yeah.
just, grown it. Like.
Exactly. And that's what kind of sets podcasts apart, is it's what sets anyone apart. Like, if you're gonna start a cake company, how are you gonna be different? Or if you're gonna start offering, like, if you're gonna start making crystals, wrapping crystals, or if you're gonna start making t-shirts, or like, which you can do, it's easily accessible. What's gonna make it different with everyone? Podcasts as well. How saturated the podcast, like this stuff, because of the likes of, you can do it like this yourself, or you got people like Jacob.
Yeah.
So it's then, that's the beauty of life, isn't it? Like, anyone can DJ now, do you know what I mean? Whereas our guy over there, when his old fella started DJing, when he was a kid, lad, getting a setup was a challenge.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But now, lads, get them on finance today and the next day, you can DJ straight away if you
It
want
is.
to.
It's mad, innit?
So it's yin yang. It's amazing that you can do whatever you want, but you've got to put effort in, and you've
Exactly,
got
but that goes back to what we said before about sort of perseverance and longevity of it.
Patience,
You've got to
mate.
ride that wave,
Exactly.
and it'll pay off in the end.
Yeah.
Um,
It's paying off now, though. This is my night out.
but that, as I said, that's the thing I'm getting, because people say to me like, oh, how much money are you making from like your sponsor and that, and I was like,
It's not about that.
it's not about that at all.
I've
yeah.
got a sponsor because it makes me look that little bit more professional.
Yeah.
He's an interesting character. I've had meetings with him. He's given me ideas and stuff. He
Yeah.
now wants to start a podcast and he wants me to host it for him and
Yeah.
stuff under his umbrella. So it's just opening doors for me, and it's the networking, like just having conversations with people like yourselves. It's fucking
That's
boss.
the thing with us, like the
I'll
sponsors.
drink to that, though.
I'll drink to that as well.
let's-
Cheers, fellas.
We haven't done a fucking cheers, have we?
The sponsors we've had have always been like, it's again why we started the podcast. Like, people and businesses and organisations, we love it. We're doing boss things in the city, and
Yes.
then we have sponsors who are doing that in the city or around the city who sponsor the podcast as well. So it's just kind of, it's just like,
It's multi-beneficial for everyone involved.
yeah, for us, for Jacob, for the guests who are coming on, for the sponsors, it's just about like, I think it's just a reflection of our characters, isn't it? It's just like, me and him are the type of people who've like, this is why we get on so much, and like, we'd never like see someone without, or like, if someone hasn't been asked to come out, you'd be like, oh, we should ask him, he'd enjoy this, you know, or like, just, we always enjoy like other people being happy as well, don't we? Like, we've always very much so.
We'd never have a conversation be like, oh, they're a twat, they're a twat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's always about like, I made up he's doing all right for himself, do you know what I mean? This is why I love him so much. Like, the love I've got for him is like a brother. I was thinking this today. Yeah, it is like...
Fucking Brokeback Mountain everywhere. I've got a tent upstairs.
No, but it is, and like, the fact we do this together, and...
But look, you're fucking moving in together.
Moving in together, and it's
But the thing is, it's about...
Get out, Christina.
But she's got the couch now.
She's on the couch fucking next time she's in ours.
But it's about respect and like fucking mutual respect and stuff. Like, I hate people who look down on people. Like, in work, I'll have a conversation with the plant manager who's on fucking $200,000 a year, and I have the same level of conversation with the cleaner who's scrubbing toilets because you're a fucking human at the end of the day.
Exactly.
So when you're saying about having conversation and people are like, not interested in stuff, don't be like that.
Yeah.
None of that matters. Plant manager $200,000. That's what is that? That means not you're a human, mate. At the end of the day, we're all humans, aren't we? Apart from J Mac, the super.
But he hasn't got a podcast, lad.
Fucking hasn't.
Bet your stickers on the Mac.
Well, do you know what? I get on this. So through COVID, our factory stayed open and stuff. So people were fuming. Loads of people were getting fucking COVID and going off and work. We're just like, listen, we're staying open because Jag aren't closing. If we stop Jag fine us like $12,000 a minute. So your fine is huge. We were like, we can't stop until Jag stops. So people in the office were working on the shop floor just to fucking build seats and get it through. So a little whistleblower went to the Echo and we're like, these are forcing us to work. These aren't letting us go off and all that.
Yeah.
So on the Echo app online, people started writing all kinds, saying, fucking Red Bulls are £3 in the canteen, it's a joke and all that. Like, just going off tangent, you know what I mean, going off subject. And then one person proper went deep, saying, there's a semi-professional footballer in the office who travels the country and isn't fucking, you know, protecting themselves. There's a comedian who travels to Manchester and fucking goes to gigs. They're not protecting each other and all that. Like, started going deep on us, all right?
Yeah.
So they threw me under the bus a little bit. So I just commented saying, hey, but that comedian is really funny. And if you want to be COVID compliant, get on his podcast on all major platforms. Right? and the plant manager came up to me and he was like, take it, you're fucking Ches 91. And I went, you listen to the podcast yet, lad? It's fucking publicity, lad. He's like, you're fucking knobhead.
But that's what we said about that fake account, lad. If that gets publicity out there, then so be it, mate. Do you know what I mean? But
all news is, what is it?
all publicity is good publicity.
Well, I got in trouble.
Is it, though?
Have you watched me 10th Pint episode?
No,
was it about the Tom fella? Yeah, I remember you telling.
Oh, you told us.
So I got in trouble.
Oh, was that with them, was it?
No, it was with someone else. But then I said it again on theirs anyway. I was like, he's dead now, I'll say it.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was harmless.
Yeah.
So fucking...
Was it out of context?
So all I said was... So me
saying it again?
I'm going to say it again.
No one heard it the first
Say it again. So all I said was, part of my game, I said, right, for 10% of what he raised...
Oh, we haven't even done this yet.
I know I said for 10% of what he raised, so 3.3 mil, I've got to put a pair of 12-ounce sparring gloves on and spark him.
Yeah.
That's what I asked, right?
100%.
I said it on the Wednesday. He took ill Sunday. The podcast went out Tuesday morning. He died Tuesday afternoon. So my timing was shit, basically, right?
Unbeknownst to you, though.
So
how were you meant to plan?
Exactly. So the lad who was on sort of like put up saying, there was no maliciousness intended and stuff, and then everyone jumped on him then and was fucking on his back.
Where was this, Twitter?
I think. And then one of the lads in work went, I'm going to fucking phone the Echo and say, look at this, dickhead giving Tom Moore a kiss of death. And I was like, lad, that'll do me wonders, lad. Get me on the Echo now. I'm not asked. I'll be the cunt, get me on the Echo. If my fucking downloads go up, lad, I'm sound. That's
it. And we live in a world where, like, censorship and being conscious of what you're putting out there. And so you should, because you don't want to offend everyone. But it's the freedom of speech argument, isn't it? And
well, I seen the other day, it came up, I don't know how true it was, but Ofcom, who deal with the complaints off telly, there was 1,000 complaints because Ant told Deck he was short.
No, it's mad,
he is, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I can't be dealing with people like that. And shit at their home, getting offended by something.
1,000 people in this country were offended by Ant telling Deck he was small. And bear in mind, they're both tiny anyway.
And bear in mind, Ant knows Deck well more than these 1,000 people.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
The brothers basically, aren't they? Like, they live next door to them.
Exactly. It's bizarre, isn't it?
We've been called the Scouts, haven't we?
Because he drinks drives all the time. Fucking hell. So, with the pod, I know
there'll definitely be complaints about that.
Yeah. So, with the pod, I know you've got some topics. You do your coaching corner, album of the week. Where did the sort of ideas for them come from?
Well, you coaching corner come in not long ago, didn't you?
Yeah,
you wanted
in the new year, I was just thinking
a way to sort of
time to just offer me services to more people, and just like because a lot of people were going through a lot of stuff collectively, do you know what I mean, with what's going on. So I just thought, you know what, I had a few people message me and the podcast saying like, you're helping so many people, you're providing so much value, blah blah. And then one person in particular said, it's boss how much value you two are offering for free. And same with me with the videos and stuff I put out and stuff. And I was just like, I could be doing so much more probably, you know what I mean? If you think that, I was like, I'm not even trying to do that, so I just thought I'll have a go doing that. And then the album of the week, that was your idea, was it?
I think we wanted something what we decided that we had before we had Phil on, which was episode 5, I think we were picking the albums, what was it, 3, yeah? Episode 3, he picked an album and he was like, why didn't the person the next week listen to it?
Yeah, so
and then we're like, pass it on. Pass it on.
Yeah. Makes it fun for the guests coming on as well.
So we were going to like pick an album every week between us, one each.
Yeah.
We all
say to the guests, listen to this.
Yeah, I know.
And then Phil said, why did the guests pick it, go on week by week? And I was like,
wow,
good idea that. Let's do it, do you know what I mean? So it's sort of like, ideas we wanted something that happened every week and something it was individual to everybody, do you know what I mean?
Theme.
Well, I'll give you an album.
Yeah.
Have you listened to Mac Miller, Circles?
Do you know what, mate? Jonesy loves Mac Miller, one of my very good mates, and he was heartbroken when he died. He killed himself, didn't he? Yeah?
Well, it was accidental overdose.
Okay, yeah. So he was gutted, and I was like, I need to listen to Mac Miller, and I still haven't. So I know a bit of his
I've dabbled in and out. When he was alive, I weren't that interested.
What's it called, the album?
Circles. So there was a couple of songs that I was really into, but this album came out 18 months after he died. It was released in 2020 in the January, and it's just like a dead, mellow, chilled album. It's completely different, but give it a listen. It's good.
Yeah, I would, but I don't like hip hop, lad. No, but there's a thing called Tiny Desk. Have you ever seen it?
Yeah,
I saw
it. He does 3 songs. Yeah,
that's
sick. Yeah, I love that episode of.
You got some links to send us. You've got that mad cartoon thing.
Yeah. Spans. He goes. Spans. Spans.
Have you seen it? No, it sounds a bit of you, that. And he'd say that.
And then he's got like fucking Jesus sandals on. He goes, too much material to be shoes, not enough to be sandals. Shoodles. It's fucking, lad, if you're off your banner and watching it, you're fucking having a laugh. Go on then. What's your favourite dad joke?
My favourite dad joke?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Probably my favourite one. You know what, actually?
He's got the book. He
got the book. You forgot it with Pete, didn't you?
I fucking forget it every week. My favourite dad
joke.
They're
all
this one. Never trust someone with graph paper. They're always plotting something.
Mine is.
What is the definition of a dad joke, though?
It's
just something that makes you go.
I start a new job in Seoul next week. I hope it's going to be a good career move.
Mine is the one where the Dalai Lama goes into a pizza shop. Have you read it? So the Dalai Lama walks into a pizza shop and says, "Can you make me one with everything?"
Silent.
That's a dad joke. I robbed that. I took that off a YouTube video yesterday and thought, I didn't even laugh, and I was like, that's a dad joke. That's what it's meant to not make you laugh. Yeah. The whole crowd, he had the crowd going, and then I like to put a little 10-minute video on dinner, and then he said it, and the whole crowd, and I went, that's a dad joke. That's what, they're not meant to be funny. They're meant to, and he was like, I just moved on, and I was like, what? I won't say it was.
Watch Yellow One Smells of Marge.
Butter.
Homer's fingers.
See, that's funny. So that's just a joke.
That's not a dad joke.
That's not. But
I think dads would enjoy it more than mums.
What is the definition of a dad joke?
It's got to be something that makes you cringe, Anna. It's got to be where you're like
that Dalai Lama one. Defo with that joke. Then
my bum all closed over,
zipped up. Yeah. So the mom when I was watching it, mate, I was because we've never actually said a dad. Well, obviously we have. Do you know what I think it is? I think if you're not funny, you think all of them are dad jokes. Yeah. I think loads of people like. Cringy that, but if they got a sense of humour, it's subjective, isn't it?
Yeah,
exactly.
Because my dad's fucking one of the funniest fellas I know, and he doesn't really tell that many dad jokes.
Yeah. Right, boys, I'm going to move on to my game.
Yes.
Here we go. Everyone has their price. I'll ask you a series of questions, see what you're willing to do for a payout.
There's not much I want to. If you give me, I'll see how many zeros.
Do you know what? I've not gone too horrible because me sort of questions are extremely vulgar all the time.
Good.
And like, my bear's like, lay off it. And then some listeners are like, that's a bit vulgar. I'm like, fuck off.
Who's your audience though, Gary?
It's predominantly men at the minute. I've had a few people message me saying, why haven't you had any women on yet? I'm like, I'm trying to find the right woman who can ask if she'd suck a tampon off. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't ask everyone that, so...
Do you know what you can say to that? We had someone say something similar, and we said, come on the podcast and talk about it if you want. And then straight away, they were like...
Well, I had one message. It went to me sort of fucking junk mail or whatever, so I didn't see it. So she commented on one of my pictures saying, I've DM'd you for an idea for the pod. And I was like, all right, yeah, it's sound. Went on my messages and it was like, can I come on the pod and talk about interactive sex toys? And I just went,
Yes.
nope. Not if I want my fucking onion bag intact with my bed. She's tied up because of everywhere.
We've had some requests, haven't we? And we're just like, oh, yeah.
Next week, girl. Are you ready?
Yeah.
It's time for.
Can you hear this? Everyone has their price.
Some Canadian kid, £3.80 or something, it cost me a $5.
Yeah?
Sending me lyrics, I'm like, give me
Oh,
that
that,
back.
is it Father? There's that
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Boss.
that, yeah.
Jamie, so I know you're going to be living together.
Oh
Right.
God, there we go. I don't like where this is going.
I know what he's done for a score in the past. So
300 grand on the table. Once a week for a month. You've got to let your bed shower Jack. Like proper exfoliators back and everything. I was going to say bath, but I know you haven't got one.
He's done the research. I'm made up. Mum went, you're never going to come and see me. And I went, I'll be back every Sunday.
Because there's no bath.
Yes, there's no bath.
Me ma fell over and fucking became disabled and got a little shitty shower. And I'm like, it's fucking grim, but at least it's got a seat. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you
so
can have a rape shower. You know, we just lie there and just have the water that you're on your head like that, lad. Just contemplating life. You can have one of them, lad.
He's got a story about Corrie, haven't you?
Oh, yeah.
We won't tell him to say it.
Are you doing it then? Are you letting your bed
Right.
shower him?
Have I got shorts on?
What's
No, like full bollock, right? One of them scrunchies with like fucking
Circular movements.
Nivea fucking
tunnels.
exfoliating
Yeah.
on. Like right on his fucking onion bag and everything. Like right in there.
For how much?
How long is the shower?
300 grand.
Hang on, lad. I should be asked if I
Hang
want
on.
this stuff.
Hang on. I'm getting 300 grand. Does
You're getting 300
Does
grand.
my bed see nothing of this?
Well, she's your bed. You can do what you
It's
want.
your money.
I will. That, of course, lad.
She's not getting a penny. She's not getting a penny
for me, lad.
It's a win-win. No, but she's got to be intimate with me.
Well, not the intimate part and get involved in this.
Lad, she's showering me in the shower. You don't get more
It
intimate.
doesn't have to
than
be
that.
intimate. Do you know what I mean?
Well, eyes closed like that. I was working.
No, but if you think
But is he going to get an add on though?
No, mate.
probably off my bed.
Go on.
No,
You're getting brownie points here, you.
to be honest with you, 300 grand.
I'd shower him for 300 grand.
But to be fair, I could move out.
Every day.
I could buy the house and kick him out.
Every day for a month.
You say every day for
No,
a month
once
or once a week?
once a week for a month. So
I'm not
four,
even-
four showers.
I'm not
My
even,
Sunday shower,
I'm
though.
not even involved in this, right? It would be like happy days.
No, but you are, lad. Like, you've got to know that.
She's seeing his sword.
Yeah, but there's not much to look at anyway, is
Here we go. Been picking
I've got a budgie's claw, but it fills a pram, lad. You know what I mean? It's fucking sound. So.
No, but like,
Budgie's claw.
I was,
Wow.
to be honest with you, like, I probably would, me, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, fucking why not?
I reckon we could get in on this and be like, here's what we'll do.
Well,
We'll find a loophole.
I feel like I'm hustling in this. I feel like
You're
I'm
a
winning.
pimp in this.
I'm winning.
You're the pimp.
You've got it easy.
I feel
You're
like
doing nothing.
shoot.
You're just emotionally fucking pimping your bed out. you know
It's
what I
me
mean?
who's got to feel awkward with Christina washing me in the hypothetically, this isn't going to happen. But she'd be washing me in the shower and she's actually putting the graft in and you're exploiting it.
Yeah.
So let's ring Christina.
Just buy her some marigold gloves and then she's not touching skin on skin. So, you've got 300 grand, lad, you're loaded.
300 grand's
So
a
yes
lot
or
of money
no?
for that. I felt like
It
we've
is.
gone high there.
Yeah. But it's emotional, innit? That's why.
Yeah.
I probably would, yeah.
Yeah, good lad. Right, Jack.
Yeah.
You're partial to a cup of tea. Right?
How do you know this?
Because I fucking know.
Because he's been speaking to Harry. That's
You're at Glasgow.
yeah.
Everyone's off the tits, right?
Yeah.
Fucking bags of limo flying everywhere. For 100
I'm not.
No, you're not, yeah. For 150 grand, every time someone does a line, you've just got to snort the contents of a tea bag. For the weekend. Just like Earl Grey everywhere, fucking burning your nostrils.
Is it always Earl Grey or can I have like peppermint and
you can
chamomile?
mix it up,
and
yeah.
that?
Peppermint will sting, lad.
So every time someone,
Every time the lads are like, right, here's a fucking line, you've got to go, right, here's me PG tips.
for how much?
150 grand.
No way would I sniff tea bags. No way. That's bad news, sniffing tea. I think it's probably not better to be sniffing drugs. But like, it's definitely not better. But like, sniffing anything can't be good for your nostrils. Never mind tea.
It's fucking,
Do you know?
tea
And
everywhere.
every time, maybe I do it once.
Yeah,
but
one
not
off
every
That's
time. You'd be
horrendous, innit?
doing some keeping up there. At
Yeah, that is
Glasgow.
horrendous. I've
Not
got
for 150 grand. Mate.
Sound. I've got a fucking stupid tea story. I was away with work in Germany at this convention, and fucking at the interval we had like this big fucking tea stand, and it was like every tea you could imagine at night, and I was just reading them all, and I got to English breakfast tea,
Yeah.
and I just went, why would you make tea that tastes like sausage, eggs, and bacon? And this lad just slapped me, man, you dickhead, it's just normal tea. And I was like, oh.
My mate, right? I was camping with my mate who went to Glasgow, and he'd went with his mate Will, who I met at camping. And we were making cups of tea in the morning. He was like, do you want a cup of that positivity? And he was talking about it, and he was saying it, and I was like, he was like, that was mad. What type of tea was it? They said they were absolutely bladdered. They were in this place that sold tea, and they got it, and it was called positivity, or it was called something tea. And then I said the word, like, it's because it's positivity, you know. And they were like, what? Is that why it was called positivity? Positive tea? They were calling it positive tea? And he's like, is that why it was positivity? I was like, yeah. And they were like,
fucking play on words.
similar story, man. Sausage, eggs, and bacon, man.
As soon as it left my mouth,
You're like,
I was
yeah.
like,
Thinking out loud.
I'm going back to my room because I'm a dickhead. Alright then, this is for both of yous.
Yeah.
50 grand on the table.
Each.
Right, 50 grand each.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
You've got to let Jacob give you a full body massage using Manuka honey and give you a happy ending.
Wow.
You can give Jacob 50 grand as well. Let's get it out of his shower.
Do you know what? I've got the utmost respect for you because you even know that Jacob
Uses
loves
Manuka honey, yeah. It's the fact
in the
you know
shower
I
'cause
love a
it's good
cup
for
of
the
tea.
skin.
The fact that you know that Jacob loves Manuka honey, mate. The fact you know Christina likes to shower me, it's just mad.
It's 50 grand. To be fair,
Sticky though, innit?
to be fair, Jacob
I
would,
wouldn't. No.
Jacob would give a great massage. And he probably knows he would anyway. The happy ending, I can't trust him that he's going to perform very well on that point. So,
Just all funny everywhere.
on that,
You can't. You Manuka honey and body massage. That's where I logged off there, mate. Like that's just like that'd be a lot of. Forget about the happy ending. I haven't even got there. That wouldn't be good.
That's in there,
That's
innit? Yeah.
yeah.
sticky
So,
honey.
in the words of Duncan Valentine, I'm out.
I'm out.
I'm out.
Sound them. Alright, back
that-
to you.
Oh, we're going again.
I've got about 4 more.
He
Just
wants to
fly
get
'em.
cancelled here, lad. 1 hour 40. Whoa.
You've got to go to a local nursing home, right?
This is not going to be good.
For 400 grand, a lot of money, 400 grand, like it's fucking life changing. You've got to get a corn blade, cut all the corns off all the old women's feet, and eat them like a bag of pork scratchings.
So how many corns are we talking here?
What's the capacity of a fucking standard nursing home?
I don't know, about 50.
50 old women.
Times 2, because they got 2 feet. 100 corns. And they've probably got an average of 5 corns per people, so that's probably...
Right, just off the little toe. Corns off the little toes.
I'm just looking at the zeros here, Kelly. That's all I can see, lad. I can't see.
Should be looking at the bunions first, mate.
lad.
Cheese and bunions.
Can I have a look? Can I have a look at the corns before I eat them? Before I accept, like.
You can't be doing that,
And
lad.
here we go.
The feet are out, you just got to fucking skim it.
Oh, I've got to skin them
Straight
off
in,
You've
myself.
got to skim it off and get it in the
Straight in,
bag.
I'll be there for about 3 days, won't I?
Yeah, that's emotional as well, like, you've got to go through... I adore, sorry, yeah. Just gotta have this.
Get them
Do you
toes out, girl.
know when you've been asked like stuff like this in the past and you're like, I just want to know. that
You've been asked stuff like this.
Yeah, I'm fucking too right. Like, I want to know I want to have enough money that I can either like change my face or just fuck off somewhere.
Yeah.
So, the 400 grand, like
You'll always be known as that kid who bit bunions, though.
yeah,
Do you
but
know what
like,
I mean? Like
but
that's,
is he gonna know about this? Is it just
up to you.
between? It's between me.
Between you and Doris.
Well, how much
The-
would,
the-
how
the-
much
the
would you
twelve.
do it for if no one... Here we go. I seen someone ask once, would you have sex with a goat for £500,000? This is what someone said. And then they were like, no. And then the question was, well, what if no one ever found out? And it was like, that changed it up then. And the lads were in the room and like, well, no, because I'd always know that I've got this money from doing that. And then one of them was like, but no one will ever know. So that plays a big factor.
Mate, I'm skint. I'd fuck a goat in front of you right now for 50 grand. I'm not asked. I could pay me fucking debts off and be debt free and just live off my wage. It's fucking sound.
But if it's...
What's that goat on YouTube? It just screams, doesn't it?
But it's out there then.
Won't be funny, lad, when you're.
It's illegal as well.
babies.
I'm not sure that it's...
Reality. If it's video, it's different, isn't it? Because it's fucking.
How mad is that? That's mad. I'm not advocating that, by the way. That was just one. That was something similar I've seen
How mad's
before.
that
Yeah.
video on someone fucking a goat?
I know, it's mad, isn't it?
So I know for a fact I struggle if I don't like something. I'll end up... No, if I don't like eating something...
It's a corn on the cob or something.
No, if I don't like eating something... If I don't like eating something, I'll bore.
How tough is it though? Like,
Are you talking like I'm proper like that? Like I'm eating a fucking wine.
It tastes like toenails, innit? It's gotta be
you ever had
hard,
fucking
that's solid.
Maynard's fucking sport mixture? Like that, proper dead hard. Like
Yeah.
that.
Like a
Baking
midget
teeth.
gem, lad. You know what I mean?
I'll just
Cinder toffee.
cook it up and put it into a bit of rock.
I couldn't do that.
We're done there, aren't we?
No, to be fair,
There's
I've
no amount of money. That's making me feel physically sick.
400 grand to eat older loads women. I'll probably get diseases off it, I reckon.
Yeah.
I'll get something naughty, so I'll
Fucking
probably...
foot and mouth everywhere.
Yeah.
Foot and mouth.
So,
yeah.
unfortunately...
All right then. No.
I'm not-
You'd be known as bunion breath. Do you know what I mean? Like that'd be
the corn boy.
the corn boy, yeah.
It's right then, move on. Jack, back to you.
I wouldn't be doing a podcast with him if he'd done that, by the
Yeah.
way. Like, that'd stop. So bear that in
You
mind.
say like it's gonna fucking happen, by the way. Like Gary's gonna pull some corn.
I've got 40 quid. Straight I'm going. 150 grand on offer, right?
Yeah.
Next time you've got a client and you're out on a walk and you're trying to find their epiphany.
Yeah.
He's following behind, right? You've got to put one of them remote control vibrators up your hoop and he's in control of it.
There's no amount of... Like, there's so many factors in that, lad. No. I don't even know how much amount of money...
Find you in it.
Take the being in work side out of it and being with a client, mate.
Imagine that.
I'm not boring.
You've really come on this. Ooh.
I'm not boring, mate. I'm just realistic, and I know that's worth well more than 150 grand.
Yeah, but, see, I'm giving 400 grand for licking our women's toes and then that.
What would you do it for then?
There's so many barriers I've got to get past.
What would you do it for then?
Don't know. Where'd you get the prices from, lad?
Just
Is that how much you do it for? Because I was thinking that's
No, do you know what?
that's a lot of money, but not for that.
Do you know what, right? Originally, I was like, fucking a mil and a half, and I was thinking, do you know what? I'd do stuff like 20 grand, yeah. So I started lowering it, and I was like, that's far too low, so I'm just putting random prices on random things.
Yeah, fair enough, mate. Everyone does have the price, like. Not at work, like. Couldn't be doing that at work.
Not at work. And he moves in on Sunday. He's got the decks out, you got the dildo out. His beard will wash it first before it goes in.
And she'll shower it off after it.
I don't know, 150 grand's a lot of money, isn't it?
It's life-changing. It is life-changing.
Is it just on one occasion, by the way?
Just one?
How long?
Listen, your client, you choose how long they're for.
Listen, I'm in control of the remote, be asking me, lad.
I love it. 5 minutes a day. That's all I can give you. Sorry.
You're paying for the hours still, though.
Yeah, because he's got it fucking turned up to max, mate.
No, you can't. You'd be too distracted there. That's not a day-to-day thing. That you've got to be in your room.
You couldn't be professional, could you?
You couldn't.
You
No.
couldn't be
We'll
professional.
take that out of it. But if I was just in my room and he was next door, and I was standing
Like a fucking voodoo doll, mate.
and I just had my tunes on. I don't know,
If I have my tunes on.
Like, what? What have you asked?
Do you know that aside, mate? That something being in me and him in control of it aside. That's quite like.
What's the
That's
worst
quite
bit?
an intimate thing.
What's the worst bit, right? Something inside you,
No,
him
that-
in control or in front of the client.
The in front of the client, defo.
Yeah.
I there's no amount of money for that,
He's
defo.
partial to a Pokemon one, can he? You know what I mean?
But what if...
I've got a bit about that when I do stand up, right? Fucking, I asked my bed, we were in bed one night, fucking going at it, and I was like, throw a slight finger in. She was like, I'm not putting my finger anywhere near your shitty arsehole, like, it's fucking disgusting. I was like, go on. She was like, I'll find something, and I was proper into it. I was like, whatever. And then I just felt my whole stomach go warm, right? She grabbed the peaches and cream makeup brush and jammed it right up to the fucking bristles, lad. My spleen was everywhere. I had to get up, just crawl to the bathroom and go and cry, and I was like, you've ruined my moments. I was into it, and now I'm out.
And that was for free.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
was for free, mate.
And that's now on the internet forever.
No, I don't know. I think the physical side of it wouldn't bother me. It's the fact that it's him in control of it. Like I've got to live with him and look at him and eat brekkie with him over the table and that, knowing like
Thank God the physical side doesn't bother you at all, no?
not as much as the emotional. Like, hey, remember that time when you did that for 150 grand?
Yeah, but
Go on then, yes or no?
I would do, but not for 150 grand.
how much would you do it for then?
Maybe price.
It's got 6 zeros on it. Like,
Right,
yeah.
Mil. Sound, I get on Wonga tomorrow. Alright, then this is for both of you. There's 3 more. One for both of you, then one each. 750 grand. The highest I've gone so far.
Yeah.
Shitload of money. Each. Right? 750 grand each.
Yeah.
You've, for once a month for a year, 12 times, you've got to do this.
You put so much passion into this and thought. I love it, you know, Gary. Like, the everything about this podcast, I love it. Well done.
You've got to watch your parents on the Nest.
On the Nest?
Once a month.
Shagging.
On the Nest, I like that.
For the full entirety, like.
From, like, moment to start until he fucking...
My
blows his
dad's
junk
got no
everywhere.
minerals, he's definitely a fan. So yeah, 100%. 750 grand to do it. Once a month, I've got to do that.
Just watch
Can I have my headphones in at the time?
Yeah. Like holding it, where there's just like some fella watching his wife getting fucking ploughed over it. You just got to watch him on that.
You can't be doing that, lads. Would you do that?
750 grand? Lad, you quit your...
Lad.
Never have to work again?
It's not about the money, lads.
I've had
Never
to,
see me mum and dad again.
it's not that bad. I've had to do it for nothing, lad. I'm not even messing. I got off of work one morning like 6 o'clock.
Loads of people have them stories.
And I was like,
don't
I went to knock on my ma's bedroom to say to her, and I just opened it. My ma was like that. I went, up, see you later.
they?
Fucking
Instant regrets.
mouth full of fucking junk everywhere. Like,
No,
what you doing?
the thought of... See, that sounds... I don't know, that sounds to me like...
What, like, if
you've
what
got
if your half fella's on the vinegar strokes and
See-
turns around and makes eye contact?
This is what I mean, Gary, mate.
This is how you do it, son.
No,
You're
mate.
getting
it's like-
flashbacks. This is how you made, lad.
Me and Nathan were having this conversation the other day about, like, not this. We were having this coming conversation now about what bad choice of word there. This upcoming conversation about our parents, how like you build them up to be like these people, like gods and that, and yet like not gods, but like my dad was always like this fella, and then you get older and you're like, oh, he's just a man like me. Do you know what I mean? Just realise people, they're just humans.
Yeah.
But I still don't think they're that level of human. That they're still like me mum and dad in certain things.
Yeah.
So I don't. No.
I'm sorry.
But I know my dad's gonna watch this and go, shut the fucking up that.
I'm sorry to say this because I know my mum probably watch this, but I probably would, yeah.
fucking too
Because
right,
it's life-changing money.
Bear in mind,
And I listen, Mum, I'll buy her a nice hat or something like that as well.
a nice hat.
I've got seven.
And keep the 749
of a mil, and you can have a hat.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Louis Vuitton, no.
Like that. So
Didn't say you would buy, did I?
Use a split.
Yeah.
Right. So Jack,
Yeah.
you've done it then. Is right.
No,
Do you
100%.
drive?
I've got my license. I've
You got your
a car,
license.
I
Right
can't drive,
then.
yeah.
Right then.
Show off.
Every single day,
Yeah.
you get a brand new car of your choice.
Yeah.
Any car, right? But at the end of every day,
He's put more effort into one question than we do our entire podcast.
at the end of every day, you've got to crash into St. George's Hall at 50 mile an hour, up the stairs and everything, just fucking mount the curb, bang, right into
And just
it.
leave it there and get off.
50 mile an hour is fast though, so
Yeah.
you could fucking risk your own fucking life, lad. But
There's only a 30% chance that you will live if you get crashed at 40 miles per hour.
Do I put anyone else in danger?
unless there's a baghead sleeping up there, no.
Just myself.
Just you. Car of your choice every day, but you've got to finish the day by slamming into George's Hall.
I'm struggling to see what I get out of that.
A car.
A car
A brand
every
new
day.
car every day. You're just driving around in a fucking sick whip every day.
But knowing like, oh, I've got this again. with a neck brace on, like,
A neck brace and arms like that.
should have just kept me Safeway. Should have just kept me Trio. I don't know, you know, because,
It's tough, innit?
yeah. I know, I've got a mate who'd say yeah, because he loves cars. And he'd be like, yeah, but
That's the
think
thing,
of the Bugatti Veyron, you could crash every day.
Yeah, but I just think about it, like you've got 24 hours in a day. Say you're awake for 16 hours of it.
Crashing for
The crashing is
seconds.
probably only about
Yeah, you're
30
right.
seconds of it, lad. So you've got 15 hours of you in this.
Just fucking snort loads of tea leaves and get up there, lad, innit?
Do I? Yeah, because I could pick like Land Rover Defenders and that, couldn't I?
Proper fucking sturdy cars.
Yeah.
If you're picking a Vauxhall Nova, you're dead, aren't you? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, a micro or something. Yeah, wouldn't even get up the steps, would they?
I've just pissed a little bit.
I do on GTA we do the tank cheat. Can I have a tank?
R1, R2,
Right up.
I can't fucking remember my kid's date of birth.
But you remember the cheats? It's
cheats.
mad, isn't it? It's bizarre. I remember I was saying to my little brother, we were playing on GTA and he just got the phone up and just got a tank or a helicopter and I was like, Do you know when I was your age, I had the PS2 with a piece of paper, wrote on the cheat. He was like, mad that.
Yeah, even going back to fucking PS1 days, I had to put a spring in the fucking lid, put a pack in the back where you got your chip games and all that, lad, and then there'd be fucking cheat codes.
Mad, isn't it? And you used to get the thing, didn't you? The memory card, and put the memory card in.
It's bizarre.
You used to have a little red one, mate.
You used to pay like fucking 40 quid for like a fucking 16 megabyte fucking USB pen. Do you know what I mean? It's mad, isn't it?
Your game would have the memory card in the game, wouldn't it? Like at the top, that was mad. You'd be like, oh, I forgot my memory card, I'll have to start again. Going around to your cousins or something. Yeah. I probably would do that one. How much was that for?
Just a car, any car.
Oh shit, there's no money.
So there's no money. It's just you get a brand new car every day. That's the monetization.
What happens if he goes on holiday and that?
How do I get home from town?
I'll give you the lift up, but I'm going to crash into St. George.
Do you want a lift? You strap up. Like, I live at least how many miles away with ours?
About 25 from town, lad.
Miles?
How many messing?
No, I mean hours.
Oh, ours?
Yeah, it's about 2 miles.
Yeah, they're fucking 86 or whatever, innit?
Yeah, that defeats the object. And then there's a car just there of a morning, and then I'm like, oh, I'll never bring a car back, but it's there of a morning.
It's like fucking GTA just disappears, doesn't it?
Yeah. I don't know, you know. Let me think of what
You're
yeah.
awkward taxi driver.
Would you do it? Because I reckon I would do it, mate. A few cars, Freelanders.
Yeah, but it's a bit of fun, isn't it? I can imagine
As long as no one
I can imagine after about day 13 or something, you get a bit of a crowd, wouldn't you? Do you know what I mean? Hey, this fucking soft lad who crashes into St. George's Hall every day.
If fucking Liverpool City Council had anything about them, just put fucking ballads up, wouldn't he? Snap the stick and get up the stairs, lad, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, as long as no one else got hit, I probably would do that, yeah, because
Sound.
think of the car, 365 cars.
You sound, aren't you?
Yeah, I used to work for Enterprise, so I probably drove a different car every day. Yeah, I'll probably do that.
Is right.
And that's the one where you don't get any money.
That is right, boys. That was the game. So
I love that. That's boss.
nice one. So what does the future hold for yourselves then? When I ask this question, it can be, you know, career-based, it can be personal-based. You want to learn to fucking play musical instruments.
Yeah.
You want to get a bear to shower you, whatever you want to do. What's the future hold?
Well, there's 300 grand in it, like so. Could you want to go for it? For us, you go for it.
Well,
you go for
I'd
it
say, as the podcast, we want to grow it even more. We are, we can say now on this one that we're moving in with the new studio with Jacob, but we're going to do more podcasts in our house as well, because we've only done one with the Sunday, but we've got a lot of rooms, we've got like the loft and all that, so
yeah,
we're going to see a lot more like different places, new guests, stuff like that. But the future probably for myself, I'd like to say that hopefully I'm DJing in Ibiza every weekend.
Just every weekend.
Yeah. On that 300 grand.
Yeah.
Jay just wants to be as happy next year as he is now.
I am, lad.
That's why I love him so much. Lad. He said that in a job interview. Then.
He did. What do you want to see yourself in 5 years' time? I went, you know what? As long as I'm happy as I am right now.
Yeah.
And they rang me 10 minutes after the interview, so we kind of went that back.
Exactly, mate. You know what I mean? I'm blessed to have him as a friend, mate.
That's a good answer. That
He's a good guy,
isn't
He's a very good guy.
Good.
What about yourself?
For myself, more of the same, really, yeah. Just more of, well, where I see myself, where I am now compared to where I thought I'd be a year ago is not where I thought I'd be, but it's better.
Yeah.
So just keep doing what I'm doing, growing the Epiphany Coach, helping more people, growing the podcast, just living with my mates, do you know what I mean? That's a boss avenue to go down.
It is.
Something my dad's always said you should do. Not in front of me, man. And I'm just excited.
Can I ask you, Gary, where do you see your future, mate, with this podcast and that?
If my fucking boss isn't listening, I want to be out of that fucking shit. I'm only messing. I've worked hard to get where I am in terms of the job, but I just love this. I love fucking,
boss, isn't it?
I love chatting shit. I love having conversation. I've on the back of it, I've said it a few times, so I sound like I fucking repeat myself here, but I reached out to the radio station KCC Live and I was any chance? So I had an interview. I had my legal training last week, so I start my show soon. I've got a meeting with him tomorrow to organise a show.
Boss, mate, well done.
So
Congratulations.
I just love the media avenue and just getting into this. So
expressing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So hopefully 5 years time, I can be still doing this and potentially earning a living from it, you know?
Yeah,
That's
definitely
fucking
will be earning a living.
100%, lad.
Definitely.
nice one, boys.
Boss.
Right, listen, it was a fucking pleasure. Thanks for
mate.
coming on. And,
Thank you very much.
No
mate.
worries.
I love that, you know, that was boss.
No worries, nice
Thank
one.
you very
And I
much,
look
Gary,
forward to
appreciate
fucking you returning the favour and all that.
Yeah, oh, that'll be flat. We've got to prepare for it.
Lad, you'll get it, you know, lad.
Getting it, you know.
It's nice. Hey, boys.
Thank you very much.
Alright everyone, today's episode is brought to you by Mogwai-CBD, leaders in organic CBD. All my listeners can now get 10% off all CBD products at www.mogwai-cbd.com. That's MOGWAI-CBD.com. Alternatively, you can go across to the Instagram page, Mogwai_CBD, and just follow the link there to the website. Now, if you use discount code NOWTHEN10, that's NOWTHEN10, NOWTHEN10, you can get 10% off all products there.